How you gonna come across them, mama?
So many things I have to be thankful for, even as a little girl. So many things I know that I'm grateful for. So I say, God, I thank you. But there are those little girls and those little boys that do not have the privilege I do. This is my prayer for children everywhere that have no home, no food, no care. They have no mommy, no daddy, nothing to call their own. So I pray you would be them, and I pray you would clothe them. Lord, I pray you would send them love. This is my prayer. Father, I pray you would keep their lives from evil, wicked thing. See them, oh God, send your angels to guide them everywhere. But there are those little girls and those little boys that do not have the loving watchful eye. This is my prayer for children everywhere that have no home, no food, no care. They have no mommy, no daddy, nothing to call their own. So I pray you would be there, and I pray you would call them. Lord, I pray you would send them love. This is my prayer for children everywhere that have no home, no food, no care. They have no mommy, no daddy, nothing to hold their own. So I pray you would be there, and I pray you would call them. Lord, I pray you would send love. This is my prayer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marcia Weeks, and you're watching the Marcia Week Show. And tonight is all about children and youth. Tonight on the Marcia Week Show, I want to welcome everybody who's joined. I'm going to ask you kindly to share. Please share. Please like and share. We need you to sit around this your screens tonight with your entire family. Our topic tonight is I'm Still Here, Young Voices in a Time of Violence. And we're also going to be later in the show going to talk with some young promoters and entertainers and talk about how they're being paid in Barbados. So we're going to ask you to like and to share. We're seeing a lot of, as you would know, just a lot of crime, a lot of violence happening here in Barbados. Barbados is changing, and it's not for the better. Crime is on the rise. Children are being shot and killed. Schools, neighborhoods, and playgrounds no longer feel safe. But tonight, in this move, we wanna speak honestly with children, and we want to hear directly from young voices who are growing up in this new reality from ages 6 to 18 years old. These brave children and teens will speak candidly about their fears, their faith, and their fight to survive and stay hopeful in a country that feels like it's turning its back on them. Tonight we'll feature Christian Cotton, who is 9 years old. You're going to see Shvad Burke, who is 6 years old. We're going to talk with Aafiyah Wilson, who is 7 years old. There is Otizia Trotman, 13 years old. DJ Brathwaite, 13 years old. Joshua Austin, 12 years old. There's Nathaniel Nurse, 18 years old. Savir Browne, 16 years old. And I wanted to encourage them. And, I wanted to bring the family Judy Jills, good night. Good to have you on tonight. Judy, bring Junie, send the link out. Use this time to send the link out. Use this time to send the link out. We're not, yes, we're not into the nice, all the juicy stuff tonight, but this is serious family. We need a family to gather around tonight, and let's talk as a family. Okay? Are we serious about this thing or what? Okay, Jacqueline, good night. Mildred Ben, good night. Marcia Miller, good night. Nat Grant, good night. Teroni Hall, good night. Please share the live. Matthew Brown, good night. Mystic Angel, good night. Bonnie Springer, good night. Hustler, good night. Shirley, good night. Judith and Clark, good night. Sandra Charles, good night. Wendy, good night. Cami, good night. Sandra Watkins, good night. Folks, I want you to share. This is important, a very important topic that we are dealing with tonight. Tonight, we have 8 young ones that we are going to be speaking with, and we're kindly asking you to share. Now, I know that today is Good Friday. Yes. And I'm wishing you, we're almost at the end of it, but I'm hoping, like me, you had a quiet, reflectful day. That today you were reflecting, you were thinking, you were praying. Those of you who pray, but at least you had some quiet time today. Yes. And we close off the night with this very thoughtful, reflective show tonight, where we are talking with our children. Okay, so Sandra said she shared. Okay, and Aafiyah McGrary, did you share? Yes. Good. Yes. Okay. All right. So time to share, guys. Time to share, time to like and to share. Time to like and to share. Okay. I'm giving you some time to like and share. We need some more people on this live, and send it out. I'm just gonna pause and do just a little share, just a few seconds. And yes. Okay, one of the parent is messaging me. Let me see here. Oh, that was beautiful. That is Trinity Clark. And that was Trinity Clark when she was only 12 years old. She's now a teenager, but one of our very, very talented young persons from Barbados. She was only 12 when we had that rendition. Okay, somebody's saying that they have no connection. They're having an internet problem. Can you hear me well? Okay. Well, we're going to go straight into our program. And tonight I have with me Christian, and this is Christian Cutting. I have with me Christian Cutting, and Christian Cutting is 9 years old, and he's going to join me in a moment. And there's Shvad Burke, who is 6 years old, and Aafiyah Wilson, who is 7 years old. And we're going to have a little discussion with them tonight. So let me welcome Christian. So Christian, you're getting ready to come in the studio now. So let me welcome Christian. Good night, Christian.
Good
How
night.
are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. It's good. And Christian, you are 9 years old. And where do you go to school?
To the Rock Christian School.
The Rock Christian School. And there's Shvad. If Shvad would turn on his camera, wonderful. Hi, Shvad. How are you doing, Shvad? Shvad Burke, turn on your microphone.
I'm good. I'm doing
Yeah.
good.
Welcome to the Marcia Week show. Shavad, you are the youngest. You are 6 years old. And tell them where you go to school.
I go to school at Hilder Scheme Primary School.
Hilda Ski, right there in St. Philip. That is wonderful. And we also have Miss Aafiyah Wilson. And I would love if she could tell. Oh, wow. And I think a lot of you are going to remember her right now, who she is. Hi, Aafiyah. Welcome to the Marcia Week show.
Good night.
It's good to see you. Let the people guess. And can you tell me who this little one is? Who remembers her? Anybody remembers who she is? So this is Aafiyah, and Aafiyah is I was waiting for them to say who you are. So Aafiyah, yes, I do. And tell me what does she do? Yes, she's an athlete. So this is Aafiyah Wilson, and this is the young lady that you are sponsoring to go to Canada to run. Yes, a sports team, and the sports team has a name. Let me see who is going to put the name of the sports team there. But Aafiyah, welcome officially. And where do you go to school, Aafiyah?
Wesley Hall Junior School.
Wesley Hall Junior School. Wonderful. Now let me ask Christian. Christian,
Yeah,
Christian, what do you want to be when you grow up?
a pilot.
A pilot?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. A pilot?
Yes.
You're not scared of flying?
No,
Oh wow. So why do you want to be a pilot?
because it's very fun.
It's a
And
lot of
you-
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you watch a lot of pilot videos and thing on YouTube of pilots flying planes?
Yes.
Oh, nice. And you like it.
Yep. I like
Oh,
it.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, that is lovely. That is lovely. Well, let me ask my guy Shvad. Shvad, sir, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a YouTuber or a teacher.
A YouTuber or a teacher? Why you want to be a YouTuber?
Because I think it could I think it would be fun.
You think it would be fun? So you're going to be able to make money from YouTube? You think so? You know of anybody that's making money from YouTube? No? Well, a lot of people. Oh, you have a lot of millionaires that make money from YouTube, that you could get a livelihood from YouTube. That is wonderful. Or you could be a teacher. Why would you want to be a teacher?
Because I want to discipline children and help children learn.
You want to discipline children? Listen, you like discipline? You like to be disciplined?
Not really, but kind of.
Kind of. You know it's necessary. Yes. Well, that's wonderful. No, that's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So, well, let me ask Aafiyah. Aafiyah, what is it you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to be a veterinarian or a teacher also when I grow up.
Wow. And why you chose those?
I chose those because I want to make children learn stuff.
Ah, very good. Very you like so you really like your you like your
I
teachers then.
also love animals.
You like animals. Okay, that is wonderful. That is wonderful.
Mostly cats.
You like cats? Why mostly cats?
Because I have 32 cats in all.
32?
And they're allowed to keep as pets.
And you keep them as pets?
Yes, please.
Oh my, and you're able to take care of 32 cats?
Yes, please. Bring one of the kittens, mommy.
Also want to show us one of her kittens. So Aafiyah, so they stay in the house with you?
Well, they mostly live outside.
Oh, they live outside. I would think so.
One died though.
Yeah, but listen, so Shavad, what do you think about 32 cats? You think you could live with 32 cats?
Could never.
Never. You like cats though?
I like kitties, but not cats.
Oh, what's Aafiyah? What's the name of that cat?
Gabriella.
Gabriella. Oh my Lord,
She's,
she's cute.
she's pregnant.
She's pregnant now. You're telling out all of her business. Christian, you like cat? Christian,
Yeah.
you like cats?
And also kitties as well.
Oh wow! And how many you have?
I don't have any. I just see them walking through the street.
Oh well, I guess
Same
Aafiyah
here.
could give you some of hers.
Never, ever, ever.
She said, never, ever, ever. Somebody said, what? You have 32 kittens? Oh my goodness.
Yes, I do have 32 kittens. This one is no Snowball.
That one is called Snowball. Well, that means
It's
you
the youngest.
and the youngest. Well, you have 32 kittens, and I'm sure that they fight sometimes and probably give a little trouble. So let's talk about that
Yes,
at school.
please.
They do. So
Yes,
Aafiyah, I know your kittens fight a little bit. You're at Wesley Hall, you said?
Yes, please.
Right, Wesley Hall Primary. So let me ask you, at school, do you see children fighting at school sometimes?
Yes, please.
What are some of the things that they fight about?
They fight about who gonna decide what they're playing.
Okay, what games they're playing?
Yes, please.
Yes. And when that happens, what do you do? Or do you fight too sometimes?
No, please.
No fighting for you?
No fighting for me.
Why not? Tell me why not.
Because I don't want to go to the principal.
You know that so what the principal is going to discipline you if you fight.
Yes, please.
But sometimes you feel like when somebody does you something, like what are some of the things that children would do to get you annoyed and make you feel like you want to fight?
Well, if somebody taking my snack while I eating my snack, I can say, "You, what you take my snack for?"
Yes, it makes you get annoyed, and then you sometimes you feel like you want to retaliate, you're right, you want to do something to them sometimes, or no?
Not that bad.
Not that bad. Okay, because the principal, that the principal will get you. But how do you feel, Aafiyah, when you see them fighting? When you see children fighting at school, how does it make you feel?
I don't know.
You watch it, you run towards it to see who is going to get beat up?
No, please.
No, you stay far from it.
Yes, please.
Yes, you stay far from it. Let me go to Christian. So Christian,
Yeah.
I know you have a Christian. That name is a Christian, right?
Yes.
And so let me I want to know, do you fight at school?
No.
Never?
Never.
Never. But do you see children fighting at the Rock Christian School?
No, Auntie Marcia. I just see them arguing.
Oh, so you don't see any fighting at school?
No, ma'am.
Wow. And your school has a no fighting policy. Then what happens if you fight at your school?
We will get reported by the principal.
Oh, and nobody wants to go to the principal.
No, ma'am.
Hmm. So the principal is a serious, is it a male or female?
Female.
Oh, and she's strict.
Yep.
Oh boy. So
Very strict.
very strict. So everybody knows do not fight because you might go to the principal.
Yes.
Okay. So in
Correct.
but did you hear about like all that's happening in Barbados? Your parents tell you about people who are, in different communities where you hear about crime and you hear about shooting and so on. When you hear those stories from your parents, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel very sad
Why
because
are you sad?
every people got their lives lost.
Hmm. And you heard about the little boy who lost his life, who was yeah? You
Yeah.
heard about that? And it made you sad.
Yeah, on the radio.
Oh, you heard about it on the radio.
Yes.
And when you heard it, what did you think?
I think that he should be alive.
Right. You're sad that he had to that he died. Yeah. It does make us feel that way. But so let me go to Shavad. Shavad, when you're at school, Shavad, do you fight sometimes? A little
I
bit?
don't fight, but I might shout sometimes.
You might shout. But you see children fighting sometimes.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the time you see children fighting. And when they're fighting, what are they usually what is it that they're usually fighting about?
Probably most of the time, kind of for no reason, or it they start arguing about something and then it turns into a fight.
Turns into a fight. And when you see that happening, how does it make you feel, Shavad?
Well, like very angry, and I try to stop the fighting.
You
Cause,
strike. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
cause like I don't like to fight.
You don't like why you don't like to fight?
Well, I don't like fighting
Why?
because God says not to fight.
Oh, God tells you not to fight. So let me that's leading me to my next question. You're going into my next question very, very
Do you
quickly.
go? Do you go church?
Yeah, you go to church?
Yeah.
You like going to church?
Yeah.
And you think what are some of the things you learn at church?
We learn things. We get read too about the Bible. We get taught about God's word. We get taught about God's miracles, and we also get teach
Mm-hmm.
about the stories in the Bible.
About the stories in the Bible. And so do you when you sometimes those children get you so upset, and you said a while ago, I don't fight them but I shout at them, and when the thought comes like you want
That's only at school. That's only at school.
only at school that you shout at
Only
them,
at school and at home.
and at home and at home. So you do get angry because it's okay to get angry, it's
Because
okay
I
to have
get angry at my brother.
you get angry at your grand sometimes, at your
At
brother.
my grand, at my brother.
At your brother, yes. Okay, I understand. But what is it? Is there anything that you learn from church that helps you not to fight, not to hit somebody, to physically hit somebody?
No. It's kind of more something that my parents taught me to
What did
control my anger.
Oh, your parents taught you to control your anger. And do you have a method of how you control your anger? Well, how do you do it?
Just I just relax and take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And I can also help stop other people from like like getting angry. I can stop my friends from getting angry.
And how do you do that?
Just tell them to relax and take deep breaths in and deep breaths out.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. That's great.
But I have one more thing to say. I
Yes.
didn't say one more thing that I wanted to be when I grow up.
What
I
is that?
forgot it one more thing.
Yeah, what is that?
To be a footballer for Barbados.
Oh wow, you wanna play football for Barbados?
Yeah, 'cause I'm already in a football club.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. That's great. You see, when you're little, you could aspire to be whatever you want to be, all right? And work towards it. Yes, work towards whatever you want to be, right? Very, very good. Very good. Now, Aafiyah, I see you waving at me over there. I haven't forgotten you, Aafiyah. Aafiyah, you there? What is she stuck? Turn on your microphone.
They're looking at you.
I was waving to somebody that looking at me.
Oh, somebody was looking.
Not holding my money.
So Afia, Afia, you go to you are from the Muslim faith.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. And what would mom and dad teach you from your faith? About conflict and about how you treat people.
Islam teaches us
About
about equality,
Mm,
submission. Uh, I respect all the religions.
mm. Okay, to respect all the religions and to respect people too, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, 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 and that is very, very important. That you do that when you get angry sometimes. Afia, and you feel like you want to hit somebody. What goes through your mind? What's apart from your principal, because you're not with your principal all the time. What else causes you to not lash out at them and hit them and etc. What causes you not to do that?
I just say Bismillah.
You just say what, please?
Bismillah.
Explain to me, what is that, Afia?
in the name of Allah.
In the name of Allah.
Oh, you pray.
I must not do something.
So you pray. Wow. So you pray. That's interesting. That's very good. That's very good. So so you're not just, it's not just a discipline of the principle that you're afraid of, and I'm sure your parents do, but you also rely on your faith, what you're taught in your faith, and Shavad as well. So Christian, I think you go to Sunday school, Christian?
Yeah, I do.
You do, okay. And you go to Sunday school, and at Sunday school, do they teach you anything there that about conflict, and when you feel like you want to hurt your brother? I know you have a brother, or somebody gets you real mad. Boys come here.
Yeah.
You do that sometimes, like you're ready to punch them.
Yeah, sometimes I do, and sometimes my mother tells me to stop.
To stop.
Yes.
Okay, and you listen to your mother.
Yes.
And is there anything that you learn at Sunday school that might tell you that, or church, or anywhere, that tells you, you know what, this is how you deal with your anger? Is there anything that you learned there that you can share with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Which is how God can teach us how to do things, His miracles,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
shows us how to be peacemakers.
Oh, wow. How to be peacemakers. That is
Yes.
wonderful. That is wonderful. And do you remember the name of your church, where you go to church?
Yes.
Where do you go to church?
Torah Power Global Network Ministries in
Okay,
Christchurch. In Christchurch.
in Christchurch. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. No, let me go to Shavad as we come to the end of this segment, unfortunately, because I have another set of young people that's coming up. So, Shavad, as we close this segment tonight, there's a lot of violence that is happening, a lot of aggression. I'm using these words. I think you know the meaning of this word. People are fighting each other, and some people are hurting each other. Okay, right, Shavad? In the country, right? So they're hurting one another, and they're really not showing love to each other. What do you want to say to Barbados? If you could speak to the entire Barbados tonight about what is happening in our country, what would you say, Shavad?
There is a lot of violence in our country, and I want it to stop.
Wow. That's what you would tell Barbados tonight. You want it to stop. Aafiyah, what would you tell Barbados tonight? I'm sure you probably heard either on the radio or mommy or daddy tells you of some of the violence that's happening. People are hurting each other, fighting each other. What would you say to Barbados if you had to talk to all of Barbados from your heart? What would you say?
Stop violence.
Oh, wow.
Violence causes people to get hurt really badly or die.
Yes, wow. Stop violence, both of you. Christian, what's your final word to Barbados tonight? That you said you heard on the radio the little boy who you know what happened to him. He's
Yeah.
no longer with us, right? What would you say to Barbados if you had to talk to Barbados? What would you tell Barbados?
I would tell Barbados to stop violence and gun shooting and fighting all over the place.
Yes. And I really hope that Barbados is listening tonight to Aafiyah, to Shavad, and to Christian. I hope that they are listening tonight. It's so very, very important. Well, I want to thank you all for coming, and I hope you won't be a stranger. I hope you will come back to the show. Would you come back, Shavad, if I were to invite you back? Would you come back?
It depends if I have something to do on the day you invite me back.
Well,
But sure, yeah.
you will check your schedule. Shavad is going to check his schedule. How about Aafiyah? Aafiyah, would you come back? You said you were nervous? And you did so great. You did wonderfully, and you showed us your cats and so on.
Thank you.
Would you come back, Aafiyah?
Yes, please.
Oh, wonderful. And Christian, would you check your schedule and see if you could come back?
Yeah. I'll check it.
You check. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you all did so good. Come on, everybody, come on, give them some hand. Everybody, give them thumbs up in the. They were fantastic. You all were amazing. And keep the peace at school. You start back school this week. When you go to school, be peacemakers, okay? But don't try to go and part any fights. Go to the principal and go to the teachers because you don't want to get yourself hurt, okay? But be peacemakers, right? Choose the road of peace.
Okay.
All right. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
Bye-bye. And listen, Aafiyah, I want to, Aafiyah is, those of you who just came, Aafiyah is going to Canada to run. She's an athlete. What are you running? What's the race you're running, Aafiyah?
I just ran 100 meters,
80 meters.
80 meters,
150
and 150 meters.
And what's the name of your track club?
Also,
What's the name of your track club?
Blaze Track Club.
Blaze track club to the world. Okay, wonderful. And remember, we are getting her there. We're just over 1,000, and she needs. This is the girl. She needs another $2,000 to get her to Canada, airfare and accommodation. All right. So make sure we get her there. All right, Aafiyah, and all the best. Go win your gold medals now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye to you and your 32
I
cats.
will see.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Bye, Kristen.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so let me try to get this all of them out the studio. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. Look at all, they're still watching. So let me put up all the thumbs up and the handshake and everything. Folks, are you sharing this live tonight? Who is sharing the live? Who is sharing the live? Come on, guys. You know, this is not the kind. Everybody, we're not going to rush over here because we don't have, you know, all kinds of things. We don't have anything juicy over here, but we have children. And this is lovely. This is lovely. This is warming our hearts. Okay. So make sure you send it out. Well, guess what? You think that was all? We have 3 others who should be, I'm hoping they're in the chat right now. So let me introduce them to you. So we have Miss Otizia Trotman, and she's 13 years old. And she's going to join us, and she goes to the Lodge School. And we have also Joshua Austin, and it's St. Leonard's. He's going to correct me if I'm wrong. He's 12 years old, and he's going to join us. And we have DJ Brathwaite is going to join us as well. So, you know, I'm going to invite them in the studio right now. Miss Otizia Trotman. Good evening, Otizia. You have to.
Good evening.
It's great to see you. You look lovely.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I love your colors. I know you like pink.
Yes, I do.
You do, and you have pink in your shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, right?
Yeah. And you're a student at the Lodge School, aren't you?
Yes, please.
And which form are you in?
Form 2.
You're in form 2, in second form. Okay, wonderful. And I know you like athletics, and you like to dance too. Is that true?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. Well, we also have Joshua Austin. Joshua, can you turn on your mic and your camera, please? Yes, wonderful. Somebody said they love your shirt. They love your shirt. Yes. Hi, Joshua. Good night, Joshua.
Good night.
Well, Joshua is, I told you I met a very little young one at the Blades Track Club, and he was so helpful and very nice young man. And this is who he is. This is Joshua. And Joshua Austin. Welcome, Joshua. Joshua, am I right in saying you're from St. Leonard's School?
No, I'm from Parkinson Memorial.
Parkinson School. And you're in first or second form? First form. Wonderful. Well, welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Thank you.
And we have DJ Brathwaite is on. Hi, DJ. Yeah, DJ, turn on your microphone.
Good night.
Good night, DJ. It's a pleasure to have you on. And your brother was just on, wasn't he?
Yes, please.
Who's your brother? Tell the people your brother.
Shvad is my brother.
Shvad is a brother who wants to learn to be a teacher so he could discipline the children. Shvad is your brother. Well, DJ, welcome. And DJ, can you tell the audience where you go to school?
I go to school at Ellerslie.
At Ellerslie, wonderful. I know the principal. They're a great school. That's a great school. Now, let me go to Miss Otizia. Miss Otizia, that everybody saying they like your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to steal that shirt in. I think it can fit me. So Otizia, when I know you like a lot of sports, you love volleyball and you do athletics, you do some of everything, you dance, you're a very busy young lady. Just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Otizia, what is it that you believe when you get older that you know what this is what I'm aspiring to be? Um, this particular thing. What do you want to be?
I want to become a doctor when I get older.
You want to be a doctor.
Yes, please.
Why?
Because I feel like helping people is what I like. Because I can help people to get better, and I also feel good to help make people happy, and also to know that they're feeling better and healthy and stuff.
Okay, wonderful. That's wonderful. That's one, and that's the thing. And you are playing all of them sports, and you are dancing, and you are. That is lovely. That is lovely. Well, let me go to my Blades Track Club. I'm a member of Blades Track Club. I run the 200 meters. But anyway, he's laughing at me. He's laughing at me. So listen, Joshua, what do you want to be when you get older, you think? Because now you have all these aspirations. It might change, but at least you have something in your mind.
A world-class sprinter.
Oh, say that again. Say it louder, man. Say it louder.
A world-class sprinter.
A world class sprinter, not just a sprinter. You heard that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Otizia? The man said a world class sprinter. That is amazing. And trust me, he's very, very focused. I saw him at practice. I was at the practice running my races too. Did I run? He laughed. So DJ. So when you get older, DJ, you are 13 now, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, 13 now. Wonderful. And DJ, I know you like filmmaking. And we are going to be working with you to help you with your filmmaking. But what is it that you want to do? You think at the moment is your dream that you want to do when you get older?
I'm not sure. There's different things that I would like to do.
What are some of the things? I know a lot of you not sure now, but what are some of the things?
Um, I just play hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I'm interested in filming. I have my own business.
You
I
have
like
your own business?
Yes, please.
Lord have mercy. You have your own business. You mean a business? What is it? What is that business you have?
The business name is DJ Custom Design.
He has a business name. Listen. We have a world-class sprinter, we have a doctor, and we have an entrepreneur on here. Listen, what's the name of you call it's called DJ what?
DJ Custom Design.
DJ Custom Design. Listen, folks, you're all sharing up this live tonight. Listen, you hear the man say the man have a business. That is why, with entrepreneurs, you can't pin them down, You see, you hear what he say, I'm not sure what I want to be. Sounds like the spirit of an entrepreneur, right? that is wonderful. That's great. And you do a lot of designs, I guess. And I guess that's why the filmmaking is all part of that, right?
The filmmaking is not part of the business. I actually started being interested in film I think a few months after the business.
Mm-hmm. A few months after the business.
Yes, please.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, keep going at it. But I want to, we're here to talk about violence. We see violence on the rise in Barbados, right? And Otizia, you might have heard of people with you. You're an older group, so I can speak clearly to you, I think. I've spoken to your parents. You hear of all the gunshots, right?
Yes,
You hear that people are unaliving people, right? They use that on YouTube, right, and so on.
Yes.
We just buried somebody, a young man, on Wednesday, and by Wednesday evening, another young man was shot in Nelson Street. And as you hear these reports, either on the radio or from your parents or from your teachers, Otiza, how does it make you feel? Do you feel afraid sometimes? Tell me, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, sometimes I feel sad at the fact that random people are getting their lives taken away for no reason at all. I do feel scared sometimes because you could be walking on the street and anything could happen at any point in time. So you just have to stay with God and pray to ask God that He protects you.
So you literally think about it when you leave to go to school. Do you take the bus?
Yes, please.
And when you leave home, you actually do think about that?
Not really, not all the time.
But just sometimes,
Yes, please.
probably after you hear that it has occurred.
Yes, please.
How about at school? Do you see that kind of conflict at school and fighting and violence?
Yes, please.
And usually, what are they fighting about?
um Somebody might have picked up somebody's pencil and they will fight over that, like simple things that would lead to a conflict, and then the one person will start a fight.
Hmm. Yeah. And do you sometimes try to speak to them, or you go to the principal, or
No.
you run away, you move away from there,
Yes, please.
you're out of there? Well, let me go to Joshua. So Joshua, you
Yes,
do you
please.
listen to the radio, or you see, or you watch or just social media, WhatsApp? Do your parents tell you of the
Yes, please.
increase in the crime and the violence in Barbados?
Yes, please.
They speak to you about it?
Yes, please.
Mm. And when you hear, the funeral just occurred of the young boy, and you hear about the shooting and so on. What comes to your mind? What do you think about? How does it make you
It
feel?
it makes me scared, right? Because I almost lost my sister, my brother, and my mother.
Huh?
Because I almost lost my sister, brother, and mother.
You almost lost your sister, your brother, and your mother. So it makes you afraid.
Yes,
Oh
please.
my goodness. Wow. And so is this something you get up and you think about it all the time?
Yes, please.
So do you take the bus to school?
Yes.
You do. And when you take the bus to school, is it something you think about?
Yes, please. Because the guns out where I go school, right? I go school in Pine. And I
You go
live
to
in
school in the
Britain.
Pine, yes? So just speak up a little bit more.
I live in Britain Hill. And
You,
Pine and Britain Hill don't get along, so if they find out that I live in Britain Hill, they might just shoot me for no randomly. I could have died multiple times because people at school is like taking fights with me. They may fight over money, fight over basketball, fight over football, then fight over bear things and come after me. And they just don't like that.
Oh wow. So even as you're going to school, you don't want the Pine people to know you're from Britain's Hill,
Yes, please.
because wow. Oh my goodness. And then when you go to school, then there's a lot of fighting there as well at
Yes, please.
Parkinson.
Yes, please.
Do you try to part the fight, or you run?
I if I have to fight, I will fight. But if I don't got a fight, I just walk away from the fight.
So sometimes you fight them too,
Yes, please. Cause
because
if they come towards me and start picking fight with me, I ain't got to fight.
you have to fight. You feel like you have to defend yourself.
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. And you're okay. All right. Well, that's your reality, you know. Um so DJ, talk to me, DJ. Thank you so much, Joshua. So DJ, talk to me. DJ, where do you hear did mom and dad talk to you about all the increase in crime in Barbados?
No, please.
No, okay. And do you hear about it on the radio or at school?
Um, I think I heard a few classmates talking about a 13-year-old boy getting shot. Uh, that was it.
That's it. Okay. And when you heard that, you're 13 years old. When you heard that, how did you feel?
Um, I'm not quite sure. I think um scared and afraid.
You
It
feel a
it
little
could,
scared? Huh?
it could be me if I was
It could
over.
it could be you. It could be you. I know. I know. That's everybody who held their child a little closer when they heard that. Because it could be you. So at your school, do you see fighting and so on at school?
Yes, please. There's have a lot of fighting.
A lot of fighting. And what they're fighting about?
I'm not sure,
You're not sure.
but, but I think most of the time there's fight because someone else says something.
They want to what, please?
I think most of the time there's fight is because somebody says something to them.
Oh, somebody said something and they're offended. They don't like what they hear.
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. So that somebody just says something that makes them upset and then they want to fight.
Yes, please.
Do you fight sometimes?
No, please.
No fighting for you
I think the first time I fight was in primary school.
in primary school. Okay,
Yes,
and
please.
then you didn't do it again. Why? Why you don't fight anymore?
I don't like to fight, and if and the people that usually fight are sometimes stronger than me. So I just don't like to fight at
That makes
all.
sense. That makes sense. Don't bother with it. Don't bother with it. Don't bother with it. Well, I sent you all. Thank you guys for being so honest with your answers. I sent you a video, and if Dave would put it, it's a video with the mother and the son. If Dave could play that for me, and then we're going to discuss that video. Okay, Dave, can you play that video for us? Thank you so much, guys. And as somebody says, we hope we're listening, guys. Are we sharing? Are we sharing? As I planned this show tonight, I said this is a show that I know that a lot of people not going to want to come on, but this is an important show that we listen. We listen to the children, listen to what it is that they have to say. While Dave is getting that ready, let me ask you something. Do you go to church, Otiza?
Yes, please.
And in going to church, does it help you with making the right choices at school with your friends? And if so, give me an example of that.
Yes, please. For example, to be respectful, because sometimes at school, the children for no reason at all would just be mean to teachers, and be disrespectful. And I don't. Sometimes, I think that it's not nice to be rude. And I think that the our church where I go to school in Sunday school, they teach us how to be respectful to others and do unto others as we like to be done to us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so you apply that at school, that you
Yes,
learn
please.
at Sunday school. Yeah. Joshua, do you go to church? Can you tell us? Are you part of tell me about your religion? What do you do?
I'm an Israeli.
Right. So you're an Israelite? You mean a Hebrew Israelite?
Yes, please.
Oh, wonderful. For those of you who don't know who they are, if you remember watching, remember when we were at the Salem Walk for Jonathan, um, this is the same group of people who helped us with controlling the crowd when we didn't have the police. They were in purple. So this is the Hebrew Israelites, and sometimes you see them on the street preaching and so on. So what do you learn from being a Hebrew Israelite, Joshua, that helps you at school? When because I know sometimes you feel like you have to fight, but I'm sure there are times when you remember something that you learned from the Hebrew Israelites. What do you learn?
I learned that I force a restraint for fighting. But I know start, so I don't know that much.
You're going to apply it because you tell us before that you fight sometimes. But now that the Hebrew Israelites, they're teaching you how to restrain, right? How to control your emotions, right? Yes. Well, that is
Yes, ma'am.
wonderful. How about DJ? DJ, you go to church, DJ?
Yes, please.
Okay, wonderful. And at church, do you learn anything that helps you when you have conflict? When somebody gets you very angry and you what do you learn at church that helps you?
I'm not sure um if I was there when they teach something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I know if someone gets you angry, you just gotta like control it. I just let it flow to your system without fighting or anything like that.
Yes, yes. Control your system, control yourself. Okay, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. And somebody here is saying they're so proud of you all. I'm so proud of these kids, they're saying. Okay, let's watch this video. Ooh, we're over time, but I'm gonna beg the other group. Nathaniel, I see Nathaniel there. Beg the other group to just give us a little time there. Okay. I want to play this video and get your reaction from the video. Go ahead, Dave. Thank you.
Could you give me a hug, baby? Come on. I'm sorry you got to go through this, but all you had to do was listen to your parents. Okay? Okay? I don't know how things gonna turn out for you. I ain't got no idea how nothing gonna turn out. No idea at all. Okay? I had to tell them that I pick y'all up. Okay? I had to tell them I pick y'all up. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. But I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing the second I told y'all don't tell me nothing. Didn't I tell you that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, baby. So I'm so sorry you got to go through what you're going through. But if God help you out of this, please get yourself together, baby. And it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle that we don't have. You can turn me loose now. You can sit back down because I don't know what's going to happen, baby. I don't know what's going to happen. Your grandma don't know. Ain't nothing we can do to help you now. It's all over now. I know. It's a hard pill to swallow. And he was here. My brother, no more. No, nobody. 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 That's why when you have your precious time, it should be precious time. I didn't get to get up yet. Well, Andre, you have to mind your company that you keep. And I always tell you that to mind your company that you keep. You don't even have no business over there. You don't know nobody over there. We never took you over there a day in your life to go play with nobody and talk with nobody or nothing other than to go over there and play football when you was trying to play football. And all of them attitudes and all of that other stuff. You just can't do it, baby. Then you ain't want to listen to us. We couldn't say nothing to you. Nothing at all. So now it's too late.
Wow. Otizia, you watched the video because I sent it earlier for you to watch. When you watched it, what was going through your mind?
From what I heard that he wasn't talking to anyone. He wasn't talking to his family or expressing how he felt. So I think that he should have. I think that he should have talked to his family and asked them for help if in the situation. And also think that he should have think before he act.
He acted. So the scenario, for those who don't, some people might not understand what has happened, but this young man, from the video, seems to be in the being questioned by police. So he's at the police station and he's being held because of something that he did. And so grandma was brought in, and grandma is telling him, I can't help you now because he was on the streets and he did something that that caused him to be at the police station. Right, and he was held. Probably they're going to keep him there. It's arrested, it seems like. And grandma came to see him, and grandma is saying, no, I can't help you. Okay, so continue now, Otizia. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, please.
No. How about Joshua?
I got no more.
What do you think is why was the boy crying, Joshua?
Because he in a difficult situation that he can't get out of. And
What we don't know the full story, but give me some. Let's do like we do in English class, literature class, right? What do you think? What do you think could be that difficult situation?
he got convicted of gun violence.
He probably got convicted of he probably had a gun and got convicted, right? Yes, right, by the police, right, for gun violence, and now and he's now crying. And what did you hear? Some of the things his grandmother was saying that he didn't do these things before. What are some of the things he didn't do? Did you hear it clearly?
I didn't hear it because it was sticking.
It was sticking for you. Okay. Did you hear what were some of the things, Otizia, that the grandmother was saying that he didn't do?
The grandmother was saying that he wasn't listening to the family and that he was pushing them away when they were trying to talk to him.
Right. Right. So grandma said, listen, we've helped you, but you weren't listening. You weren't listening. And so you saw Joshua, you saw when she removed his hand from around her?
Yes, please.
What did you think of that?
I thought that she was right for doing that because he didn't have no right being in there. He should have listened to his parents and grandma.
He should have listened to his grandparents. So you felt the grandmother was right to remove his hand. Somebody write a little something here that the too late shall be your cry, because now you're crying at the wrong time. You're now being locked up for something bad that you did. DJ, any thoughts about it?
I agree that it was that the reason he was crying, that he knew it was too late for him to go back, and he should have think before he did the action and realize what type of friend group he was in.
Yes, very good point. I'm glad you raised the point about friends. Because the grandmother said, yes, that's very good, DJ. The grandmother said, you chose the wrong friends, right? Did you hear that part, Otizia?
Yes, please.
Do you choose your friends wisely?
Yes, please.
Very important to choose your friends wisely, Joshua, okay? Because friends could lead you in the wrong direction. Okay, Joshua?
Yes.
Okay. Now I wanted to think, I didn't send you this question ahead of time, but I wanted to think about what you're going to say to Barbados, right? About all of this rise in gun violence. You're old enough to know that there were 17 persons that were, yes, already, and the year has just started. We're only in April, and 17 are gone. Okay, all right.
Yes, please.
And most of them are young men, Joshua and DJ. Most of them are young men. Only two, I think only one or two girls. By they use a knife or a gun. Okay, I want you to think about that, and I want you to tell Barbados something. What would, if you could talk to the entire Barbados, what would you say to them? Think about that. While I do that, I want to say to you that I didn't. His parents didn't ask me, but I spoke with the manager of the club, and this is uh, Blaze Track Club. And just bear in mind that Joshua is going to Canada as well. Okay, not just Aafiyah, but Joshua is going to Canada as well. And remember, we were raising, I told you about him, and we were raising the money to pay for his gear. And I'm not going to tell him if we got it yet, but I know a lot of you responded. Okay, so Joshua, you're going to Canada. Joshua, you believe you're going to get to go?
Yes, please.
And I tell you, Joshua works hard. And we have enough. We can send both Joshua and Aafiyah to Canada. I believe we can do it. All right. Now back to Otizia. Otizia, what are you going to say to Barbados? What would you say to Barbados about the increase in crime and violence?
I would say to stop the violence, because it's not needed, because innocent people are being killed, and they have to think that other people or other families are getting hurt. So I really think that they should stop the violence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you so much. I hope we are all listening. All of us adults, everybody, we're listening. As I said, bring the family around the TV, around the computer. It's Good Friday. People should, most people are home. Watch as a family tonight. Joshua, what do you say to the people of Barbados? You just heard that there were 17 people that are gone already. This is little Joshua here doing his thing. Joshua, what are you going to say?
I think that it should stop because I almost lost people that I love, and it should stop.
Let's remove this so we can actually hear you, and then we're going to put it back. Say that again, Joshua.
It should stop because I almost lost people that I love.
You almost lost people that you love, and you want it to stop.
Yes, please.
Yes. How about DJ? What do you want to say to Barbados, DJ?
I will say they should stop the violence, because they really killed friends and family to other people, and it and the people who started the violence should talk to a friend or family member that they trust to help them.
Yes. Yes, wonderful. Guys, you did so well. Come on, everybody, give them a hand. Everybody, give them give them thumbs up. Give them, come on, people, come on. These are our young people. These are young people, and this is very brave of them. I want to thank you so much, Otizia. I thank you, Joshua. You all did so good. I'm so proud of you, and everybody's so proud of you. DJ, oh my goodness, DJ, wonderful job. Wonderful job. I'm so proud of you all. Thank you all for coming on and being just doing a great job. Look at look at all of this. You guys were splendid. Thank you so much, very much. God bless you, and have a great night. Yes, bye-bye.
Excuse me.
Bye-bye.
Excuse me.
Stay safe. Yes, I will stay safe. Thank you. Oh my word. Oh my word. Listen, we've got to pray for our children. Remember to pray for Joshua as he goes to school, as he's at school. We've got to pray for them, okay? Pray for them. Put down their names and pray for them. Prayer works. And what's so beautiful tonight, we see children who have different faiths, but in every faith, there's prayer. So we can say a prayer, okay? That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, great job. Well, we're moving along, and the other group, I'm late for the other group, but I'm hoping that they forgive me. And without any further ado, I'm going to call on Savir Browne. So this, if you notice, I'm doing it by age group. So Savir is 16 years old. Okay. So we had the primary school, then we had those in first and second form, and then now we're going to the seniors. Okay. So Savir Browne is here with us. Good night, Savir. How are you doing?
Good night. Good night. How are you? I am good. How are you?
I am doing great. It's good to see you. I love your hat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my lordy. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for being here. And Mr. Nathaniel Nurse. Good evening, Nathaniel.
Hi, good evening.
Nathaniel is 18 years old and Savir is 16 years old. Okay. So, Savir, can you tell us where you go to school?
I go to school at the Griffith Secondary.
You're at Dighton Griffith. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And Nathaniel, Nathaniel, are you still in school?
Yeah, I go to school at St. Leonard's Boys.
You're at St. Leonard's Boys. Okay, so you're in sixth form or what?
Well,
Fifth form.
yeah.
You're in fifth form. Okay. So Nathaniel is in fifth form and Zavir, Zavir, you're in which form?
I am also in fifth form.
You're in fifth form. Wonderful, guys. That is awesome. So Zavir, listen, man, at this age, do you know what you want to be as yet? Are you sure or you just have dreams?
I have ideas. I would like to become a music producer, a IT technician, and a pastry baker.
Wow. Wow. IT technician, a pastry maker. What was the middle one?
Music producer.
A music producer. Oh, wow. I have somebody that I can link you up with. They're going to be on in a few minutes because we're going to talk about three guys. One is a promoter, one is a filmmaker, and one is an actor, right? So we're going to talk with them, photographers. They do a lot of all of that stuff. So I'm going to try and link you up with them. That's wonderful. And Nathaniel, what do you want to be when you grow up? You think you know yet?
Yeah, I have ideas also. I want to be a professional athlete or a farmer or find some sort of skill to do.
Really? So you want to be a professional athlete or a farmer? I know, because you're with the Blaze Track Club as well.
Yeah.
And you're going to Canada too.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, why you want to be a farmer? That's different.
Because my dad have animals and I think it's a easy way to make money if you have the right facilities and stuff.
All right, speak up a little bit louder for me, Nathaniel. So Nathaniel said his dad has animals and he thinks it's an easy way to make money. I love the honesty. So what you have, like sheep and you have goat and chickens or what? What you have?
Yeah,
Speak a
my
little
dad
louder
has
for me. Your mic is low or is it mine? Your mic is low.
my dad has
Uh-huh.
sheep, goats, and one pig.
And one pig. Yeah, and you take
Yeah.
care of them?
Uh,
Uh,
sometimes.
listen, Xavier, Xavier, you believe he clean the pig pen? You clean the pig pen? I'm not.
Nah, I only take out the sheep and the goat sometimes. I never clean the pig pen yet.
You never clean the pig pen yet. Well, if you're gonna be a farmer, you might end up cleaning the pig pen. You know, you stay there. Pig. You get enough money for pig. Ask daddy. Somebody said we need more farmers. We need food security. That is wonderful. Well, Zavir, I'm sure you've heard about all of the violence that's happening in Barbados. Your guys are old enough. One of the young ones who was killed innocently. Jonathan Chase was only 13 years old, and you are 16. And where were you when you heard that news of that 13-year-old? What went through your mind?
How could they do something so violent? Because he has he has a life, right? Um, he also has dreams just like all of us. So to take one's life is just heartbreaking, and it really burns something inside of me. And to also hear that the person that also shot him were also children themselves. So even thinking about that, for the parents that also have to sit on the side of those children who shot those that child, they also have to feel that hurt and that pain that people are also would be bringing onto them. So that hurts me on both sides of the story.
Hmm. Wow. How about you, Nathaniel? Did you did you know about that? You did you hear the news about the young boy, the 13-year-old Jonathan Chase?
Yeah, yes, please.
Did you know him by any chance?
No, I didn't know him.
You didn't know him. And what went through your mind?
Um, it was sad because he's 13 years of age, very young, and for two youngsters to go and shoot him is very sad, and he has parents too, so parents going to be feeling sad that they lost their child. But it's good that the police caught the people who did it.
You're happy that the police caught, but as you were saying, when you heard that there were two teenagers, uh, what did you think?
It wasn't a surprise to me because this is what the youngsters get involved in nowadays, the guns and gangs and things. So it wasn't really a surprise for me, but it's sad that they went and did what they did.
So you're saying when you realized that there were teenagers who did it, you weren't surprised.
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise.
So you're saying that that is the lifestyle of a lot of teenagers. Like I'm not talking older men, teenagers. You're saying they are carrying. That's what they're doing. A lot of guns and gangs.
Yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately.
So Nathaniel, how do you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
How come you're not involved in that? What keeps you from being involved in that?
Um, I guess the household I was raising
Tell me about
started to
that.
mean a lot.
Tell me about that.
So I just the school trap trap meets. That's it. Don't go outside getting involved with the youngsters and smoking or whatever they're doing. I stay away from that. So I won't follow them and go in that direction.
So you go to school and you go to track and you go to track meets and you stay inside. So
Yeah,
your mom and dad keep you inside
yeah.
and you can't and you don't play with the guys with other the children in the area.
Mm.
But how
So
does
I
that
choose not to.
you choose? Oh, you chose not to. So you saw something and decided that you didn't want to choose that.
Yeah.
You saw what they were doing and you decided. So your home life had a lot to do that. Do you go to church?
Yes, please.
And do you think that church had anything to do with you? Because you made a choice. You don't want to play with the children in the neighborhood. What caused you to make that choice? Or was church an important factor in making that choice?
Um, yeah, I guess going to church. I'll play a big role in it.
I didn't hear you. Please, can you please repeat?
Yeah, I guess going to church play a big role in the choices I make. knowing what's good and bad, and choosing the good choices and not doing bad stuff.
Right. So that okay. So that and your household was seemed to have been even stronger than church because you used to get lashes.
Yeah, sometimes.
You got lots of lashes.
Yeah,
So you know that you better go to track. You better go to school because daddy is the one who would get you or mommy.
daddy.
Daddy. So you had a parent there that you know had a belt or something, right? You
Yeah,
know that. So you kept on the straight and narrow. Somebody here saying that they could relate to you, Nathan. So let me go to Savir. Savir, you listen to Nathan, and he's saying that most of we wasn't surprised that the persons who um you know took out the young man, removed him from us all, that they were teenagers. You share the same sentiment?
Um, Not really. I guess no hearing about what's happening nowadays is not as a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But to for them to still make that decision is still heartbreaking because they could be doing something else better with their lives, but they made that decision. So in a way, it still does form of shocking.
Mm-hmm. But you are 16, you're 16, and I think one of the guys is 15 years old that did it, right?
Right.
What is the difference between you and that child? You think? I mean, we don't know his situation, because I mean these guys go through a lot of they might have had a tough upbringing, etc. But why it is that you are not involved in that kind of behavior? The
Um,
gunning and the gangs and so on. What?
I would say is how I was brought up as a child because I live in a Christian household,
You
and
live in a Christian household. What do you mean by that?
um my mother is a Christian, my father also was once a Christian, my brother is a Christian, I'm also a Christian. So we all have the same morals, so we always keep each other in check when it comes to certain things like that.
Hmm. And you said that you are a Christian, and that means a lot to you as a 16-year-old.
Yes, especially in this generation where Christianity isn't really seen as something cool. So I find my own way to um sorry. I find my own way to not allow myself to be pressured by my peers that I go to school with and stick to my morals.
Hmm. And the children at school know that you at 16 years old that you're a Christian.
I mean, I would say so, but I try to live my life as a Christian at school, even though it is hard since I wasn't originally a Christian as I was at school. So I still had a past of what I used to do at school. So
Ah.
yeah,
So
trying to
there was
change.
a time when you used to be when you used to you had a bad past, but then you changed. You made a change in your life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You made a change, and for you, God was that change for you.
yes, please.
Interesting. Interesting. That's interesting. Well, I see my other guests are they're here, and Mr. Mosi Daniel and Daniel Boyce is here, and I'm going to ask them for probably 5 more minutes with these young people, if they would allow me that. Just to, and I'll give you back the time. But Dave, can you play the other video? We'll just play a bit of it because it's a bit long, but I think we're gonna get the gist of it, and that's the video that I sent to you all to to look at, and that we would discuss it. All right. So Dave, if you could just play it for me now, please. Thank you so much. Yes, a Trinidad one. Yes, we're still waiting on Brandon anyway. So Brandon isn't here as yet. So folks, continue to like and share. After this segment, we are going to speak to some other young men. They're young too. And they are entrepreneurs, promoters, and all of that. So we're going to have a talk with them. But let's hear from this young man here. Go ahead, Dave.
Yo, people, this is another video, right? For all you wanna be bad boys, all you wanna be gangsters, yeah, it's just another video for all you, right? Yeah, I was saying, you know what has amazed me, right? Is when I went in prison, and make my time in prison, I get to see that men only bad with, how to put it, with weapon in the hand, right? Plenty of other so-called bad boys out here. The only reason why all they claim to say all they bad is because they have a gun or somebody gun all they using, right? All they will never make it in jail without a gun, boy, because jail it have no access to no gun to fight nobody, right? What I want to bring to all you is that the life of crime where you're pulling gun for people and robbing people and shooting innocent people, it's unvoted by brothers by begging all you to stop it, right? Because in the jail is a different ball game by itself. You ain't have no gun to defend yourself, right? And men running into you to kill you, right? Because jail is a war zone, right? You can never go in jail and fight with a man and end up when the fight done, nobody can get damaged. That's not a fight. That was vice. Yep, that was vice. In jail, if you're fighting with a man, two things could happen to you. Two things. It's either you end up in infirmary / hospital, or it's either you're dead. Two things. When you're fighting in jail, what could happen to your body? Right? Some persons, when they're fighting with other people, they bite off your ears, boy. They stab you all in your eye, all in your neck. These fellas in prison is not no jokey fellas, right? Because they done confined already, they're frustrated, they ain't have no phone, they ain't have no smokes, no relatives to come and check them, and then I wanna be bad boy, community jail to terrorize them, but they will have to kill all your boy. I'm sorry to say it all like this, but they will have to kill you all. I am begging and pleading with you all to stop the totishness, boy. Stop warring against each other. This numbers thing and 6 and 9 and 12 and 18 and I want to fall in all the tables so. All of you calling 6 and 9 and 12. See how your blood clot 2 time or 3 time tables now and put it up on TikTok now. All you can't do that. You understand? But all you want to pop 6 and 9. Me not in them shit. Because why? I have known the consequences that what my choices in the past has stuck me, boy. You understand? All you want to do crime and all you don't know where the future go lie, all your future lying, all in the prison, boy, or 6 feet under, boy. You understand? All you feel that jail comfortable, but jail is not comfortable. I don't know what make all you feel jail comfortable. You understand? It's either like man to go and sit on that man leg whole day and sweaty. You understand? And confined in a 4-wall cell 23 hours a day. That is what all you want. Not me. You understand? Because I know how much my freedom was to me, man, is to me, boy. You understand? I just urging all you, boy, to stop the life of crime. It is not worth it. It is not paying off. Whoever paying or they get them the money and tell them.
Wow. I mean, it's longer than that, but oh my goodness, Nathaniel, you listened to this video, and listen to this video. What would you want to say to those young men that not that you know them, but you were saying you're not surprised because that is what a lot of the teenagers are carrying guns and they're doing gang violence and so on. When you listen to this video, what went through your mind?
I guess he was just explaining that jail is not a fun place to be in, and that all the boys that bad boys that want the bad boys is only bad boys when they got a gun or somebody else a gun to go and do crime and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what would you want if you were able to speak to those young men? in Barbados right now that are young people, because some girls are involved as well. What would you say? What would you say? What would be your final word tonight? What do you say to them?
So just tell them stop it because it's not worth it. Because at the end, as the man said, when you follow people and want to do crime, you're either end up dead or in jail, and jail ain't a good place to be because say you get a life sentence, you can't come out, you can't do nothing, so you in there forever, and then you will just realize that well these actions that I made weren't worth it. So I would just tell them stop it.
Yes, yes. Zafir, what do you say? What you watched this video? What was going in your mind? Did you know of all these things about jail?
I heard multiple things, and I remember when I was in Cub Scouts back in primary school, we went to prison, and we heard something like this. So, but what I got from this video is that prison isn't fun and games. It's really just a place where we should not be. That's me personally. And the time that we waste in prison stops us from being able to succeed to our true what we want to become. So me personally, I feel like we should just make that decision to stay on the right path and don't allow ourselves to end up like people that are in prison at this point in time.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. That's a good word to say to Barbados. Well, let me just thank you both for joining us tonight. Wonderful young men, 16 years old and 18 years old, guys. And you see, we have a lot of these young men like these out there. It's not just the ones that you see with the going with the police holding them and taking them to jail. There are lots of other young men out there like Nathaniel, and lots of the other young men out there like Savir, right? And let me tell you, Nathaniel is going to Canada as well, right, Nathaniel?
Yes, please.
And so any help that he can get, listen, we going all the way with Blaze Sports Club, track club, right? We're gonna help them, and let him live his dreams. Let If you can help them live their dreams, Michelle and everybody, let's help these young men live their dreams, okay? Help the Blaze Track Club. They're primarily young men. And showed you a video of them, and we're gonna support them all the way to Canada. And when they come back, listen, Nathaniel, come back with medals. I hope I'm not pressuring you too much. But listen, what you run? You run 100, 200, what?
I run the 800 and 1500.
800 and 1500. We're going to be at the airport. You understand? We're going to be at the airport to greet you when you come back and making pure noise. All right? So make sure. All right, wonderful. Guys, give them a thumbs up. Give them a thumbs up there. If you think they did well, give them a thumbs up. Come on, come on. You did it for the little ones, do it for the older ones too. Come on, let me see the thumbs up and the claps. Guys, thank you so very, very much. Wonderful job, Savir. You were awesome. Nathaniel, you were fabulous. Awesome job. Thank you very much. And one of the gentlemen that I'm going to interview now, I'm going to connect you off camera with him because he want to be a music producer. And I know that they mentor young people. Okay, so I'm going to connect you with him. All right. Great
Okay,
job.
thank you so much.
Yes, great job. Thank you, Savir. And thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Ooh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my Lord, that was really, really wonderful. And if they're still in the green room, so I'll show them all the thumbs up and the handshakes and everything that everybody's giving them. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. This is lovely. This is lovely. Folks, please share up the live, share up the live, share up the live. And now, tonight, folks, we are going to continue the other part of our discussion, and we're going to be talking to some young men too. They're young, they're not teenagers, but they're young. to a lot of us. And they are going to be talking about the entertainment industry in Barbados. And I think it's important that we have these kinds of discussions because a lot of our young people, this is the area that they want to go in. You heard them tonight. Some want to do film, they want to do music producing, entrepreneurship, all kinds of different things. And these are they were once 18 and 16 and 7 and 8, as much as they look big, and they had dreams too. And so we want to hear from them how it's going here in Barbados. So let me welcome Mr. Daniel Boyce. Welcome.
Hey, good night, good night, good night.
Welcome back. This is your third time with me,
This
right?
is my third time. Thanks for having me
Oh,
again.
wow. Yes, it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure having you. Thank you for accepting.
No, no
And there
problem at
is
all.
there is Mr. Brandon Blackman. I don't see his camera on. I don't. Oh, he's ready. Good night, Mr. Blackman. You are muted.
Good night, Marcy. Good night, everyone. How you all doing?
It's great to have you. I don't know if you had a chance to listen in to some of these young people while you were waiting, but you have your hands full. I have some people to send to you all.
Okay, great, great, great.
Well, let me tell the people before Mr. Mosi comes in that Daniel is a filmmaker and a photographer, entrepreneur. Trust me, these guys, we met, and these guys, what they, if I was here in film, they have taken the whole industry all the way out. I'm so proud to know them. Listen, they're gonna drop some bombshells here tonight. You all need to share up this live. These here are about to take, I'm telling you, where they are about to take the film industry and go so bop, 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 all the way up. I'm telling you, these two young men, amazing. And by the way, let me tell you something, Brandon, can I tell them what you did in school?
Of course you can.
And that's the beauty of Barbados. And Mr. Mosi, I'm coming to you. But Brandon is interesting. Brandon is studied law, has a law degree. That's the interesting thing. That's the thing about Barbados that fascinates me. And Daniel has his degree as well. But they have gone into the creative industry, and that is so beautiful. Well, Mr. Mosi, Daniel was right there. He's right there. Miraculously, he's right back. Good night, Mr. Daniel.
Hi, good night. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, it's your first time, and welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Real pleasure to have you, sir. And I was hoping you were listening to some of the young people as they
I
were
was. Hmm.
the younger people. They're the younger people.
The younger people, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody here is young.
Everybody here is young. And for those people who don't know, Mr. Mosi Daniel is a promoter, and he's going to tell you a little bit more of what he does. But I just want to talk about these children before we move on. Daniel, Daniel Boyce. Now, did you see your younger self here in anybody?
Yeah, man. It's crazy because I feel like their generation has such a privilege now, because I think Mosey and Daniel and Brandon can attest. When we were coming up, it was almost frowned upon to be a creative, It was like, get a real job. So it's so cool that the generation beneath us has a kind of support system from older persons who are welcoming them into the industry. And it's a good time. They have a great opportunity to come into the industry, make a living, support their families legally. And by doing something that's cool and something that they enjoy.
That's it's wonderful. And Mosey, you were in a little longer than the others, and I saw that you were soaking this thing in. What is it that impacted you as you listened, or did anything impact you as you listened to these young people tonight?
It's just the humility. I remember one of the guys saying that, hey, I used to live another life before, but now I am a Christian, and they can say that and you can hear the conviction in him. It's just so inspiring. I think over the last couple of months, we've just been hearing some terrible news about youth, but it was just so wonderful to see young people who see another path and see themselves going down another path. And I reflected a little bit on growing up, and there were negative influences when we were growing up as well. And sure, the other guys can attest to that. But what we had, I think, what we had a lot more of were older fellas that we can, kind of follow around that can help us make good decisions. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it kind of inspired me seeing those two youngsters. It kind of inspired me to maybe take a younger person under my wing and help
Mm.
show them the right. I think a lot of that is missing.
Wow, that is deep. Brandon, we spoke a lot about mentorship, and the importance of that. So it's very interesting to hear Mosi speaking of that. And can you share some thoughts about mentorship? You saw these young men on here tonight. What's going through your mind about that?
No, we have a unique opportunity on our hands, man. I feel like the earlier we can start to mold these young men, especially as they want to enter the creative space, because we know that the creative space has much of a blessing it could be very aggressive, So if we can get them in now, right, we can start to build them, start building mentorship programs, and start preparing them, right? Because as Mosi was saying, some of us had older people that we could watch, that would help steer us in the right direction. But some of us also weren't, granted that opportunity. So now that we're here, I believe that it's our duty to set up something that we can put these youngsters through so that they themselves could be prepared going forward into the next stage of their life. So I think it's absolutely necessary. Absolutely
Mm.
necessary.
Somebody here saying people are really agreeing with you guys. Folks, can you share up the live for us? Share the live. I know that there are events going on. Please share the live. This is so important. This is us walking the talk. Because we talk, but this is active. I'm telling you, they're talking about mentorship. But Daniel, boys, this is what you guys are doing. This, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, within our kind of section within the arts, we do acting classes, we do acting workshops. We've never charged for a workshop. Years before we've done photography workshop, didn't charge for those. We regularly bring on interns as well. So we've got a fantastic intern, Nai. She's 22 right now. She would have started with us about 2 years ago, Brandon, I think. And she is fantastic. Like, I cannot believe how much Nine knows. Like Nine, I mean Mosey, you worked with Nine as well. Nine can actually operate when I'm not there. She can come get the equipment, do everything, set it up, use it. It's just fantastic seeing the young people that we're bringing on to work with us learn, but then also earn a decent living from working with us as well. A lot of the persons we bring on earn, I believe, quite a high wage, to be honest, in comparison to jobs that they might be afforded outside of the industry. So it's been good. We help the youth. We give them a way to earn money, and we teach them as well.
Wow, this is excellent. This is why I say, guys, this is not a talk shop here. This is real. Get the family around the TV. Some of you, to hook up to the smart TV, around the computer. Send them a link and let them go watch it in their room and connect to this. Are you interested in the film industry? Listen, the people going to be calling you all, and I promise that I'm joining up and giving my services for free as well. Okay, they're going to be calling you. You're interested in the film industry, interested in just entertainment. Guys, get the kids, get them connected here. So, Mosey, you're new to this gang here. Well, that's not, yeah, that probably need to change that in this environment, Brandon. I probably need to use another thing. But Mosey, talk to me. Tell us about what you do.
Okay. So I wear a couple of hats. I
Mm-hmm.
would say primarily I am a artist manager. So that is basically spotting talent, nurturing that talent, and bringing it to commercial standard. Encouraging talent to encouraging artists to kind of hone their skills and putting them in connection with people like Daniel and Brandon who can help support that talent even further. So along with that, I am a music producer and a record engineer. So I have my own studio, and we are pretty much a one-stop shop. You come with an idea, you record your idea, and we help get that idea to the ears that need to hear it.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you want to put a plug? What's the name of the business?
Riptide Music Group. Riptide Music Group.
Riptide?
Yeah, Riptide.
Riptide.
Riptide Music Group.
Riptide.
That's it.
I'm sure that Dave will find it and put it up. Excellent. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
See, I
yes.
have a drummer in me.
Yeah, somebody says they're interested.
Right.
Yes, go right ahead,
Can I
Daniel.
add on? I'm Mosey's being so modest. Because I mean, we've been working together for like how many years, bro? I think it's been about 3-4 years now.
Yeah, three or four
About
now.
4 years, yeah. And when I
Mhm.
first met him, um, it's easy for people to come on and say they nurture talent and they do this and do that. But that was the first thing I saw. I remember, he took 2 artists to New York. We went out there together. We shot some videos.
Yeah. Good
Um,
times.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and I got to see him, coordinate all that and put in all that hard work to nurture these artists. Up to the other day, Brandon, we saw him nurturing another artist on another production set that we were working on. So it's more than just lip service, like we've seen him do the work and nurture artists from musicians to poets. He's really a fantastic resource within the cultural space. So I just wanted to add in that part.
Okay,
Nice to hear
that's
that. Thank you.
awesome. That's awesome. Brother lifting up, brother lifting up, brother. But
Appreciate it.
yeah, Brandon, we're on the cusp of Vibes Cartel coming to Barbados, and this discussion, Daniel and I have been through this. We're not talking about whether you guys believe we should come or not. I'm not venturing there. All right, that's not what this is about. What I'm talking about is, I was told that, well, I think that he's getting about, is it about $500,000? Is it US or Barbados dollars? To perform here. Something like that he's getting.
Probably
Okay. Barbados. Okay.
No, yes.
And I know Dave will find the exact figures because we have it somewhere. I just slipped my brain whether it was US or Barbados. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, not that I think that for his body of work and so on, that that he should not demand what he's worth. But then I thought, about local artists in Barbados. Is it comparable? I mean, I know that their experience might be different. But I wonder to myself, what in that space, do we have is there even a pay scale or something that we go by? I guess I'm asking lots of different questions in one. But do you think that there is a disparity, and do you think the disparity is warranted? Yeah, Brandon.
Oh, that's. I like to say yes and no. To be very fair. Yeah, as somebody just said, it's very middle ground. Reason being, you have to take certain things into consideration, right? You have to take certain things like following, of course, like where the artist is at or whatever the case is, and obviously the lineup of the show, right? So, of course, if you got like massive headliners, obviously you have to make sure to accommodate them in some way, form, or fashion, because they're going to help pull the crowd. But then at the same time, when you have some local artists coming on, and then obviously the pay is in no way comparable, it creates a challenge because you could feel like you are not being seen and you are not being valued on the same way. But again, it's difficult to kind of navigate through that area because there are certain factors that you have to take into consideration, right? But I do think that there's room for improvement, especially when it comes to how the local artists are being paid. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to encourage these people. We're trying to encourage more local artists to come out, more local artists to feel appreciated. So I think in some way, form, or fashion, we could make some adjustments there. But there's some factors that have to be taken into consideration too.
Hmm. Interesting. Very, very interesting comment. So, Mr. Boyce, do you agree with Daniel that it is, as one person said, well, you have to look at all the factors. I mean, the international artists, they have the draw, so therefore there has to be some difference there. But he's saying, there could be improvements. Do you think, are you happy with the pay scale right now?
Um, all right, yes and no again. So from if I'm looking at it from a business standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
um, it'd be incredibly profitable to me as a promoter if I can get artists on my card for, let's say, 1,500 Barbados, 2,000 Barbados for a 30-minute performance. I'd be incredibly happy as a businessman because I'm not paying that much to get the artist there, right? Um, as a cultural practitioner, though, um, I wouldn't be happy because to me, a lot of our artists are not able to sustain their livelihood. They cannot feed their families off of their artistry,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mosi, you can attest to this. I know how many artists have day jobs or other hustles and so on and so forth. And not because they might necessarily want to, but because they have to. Because the income that they sustain here in Barbados is not enough to survive off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now you have to ask what is the reason for that. Now, I feel like we don't value our musicians outside of, I'll say, bashment soca artists, right? And I don't even think we truthfully appreciate them. But outside of that specific category, I don't think that we value our artists. Mo, do you have a wealth of R&B artists and various different musicians? I'm pretty sure you could come on and express that they're not really receiving their due, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have to ask ourselves, why is this the case? So, for example, let's look at Bashment Soca. You have competitions where a Bashment Soca artist can earn $100,000, right? Which is funded
Okay.
by our favorite state-owned entity or state-operated entity.
Mm-hmm.
But how many
That's
competitions?
the NCF. The NCF would give them
Right,
100,000 for the
hundred
competition.
thousand.
Mm-hmm.
What opportunities? Mosey, forgive me if if I'm wrong here, but what opportunities would an R&B artist, a poet, soul, jazz, whatever. What opportunity do they have to earn 100,000? And then what is Bashment Soca doing to our culture? Let's look at the impact of that as well. So not only are we giving these artists, we're giving these artists a fiscal incentive to keep making this style of music
Mm-hmm.
that does not translate outside of Barbados. How many Bashment Soca artists do you see in Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, Martinique? How many Bashment Soca artists do you see touring? How many Bashment Soca artists do you see selling out stadiums? So why are we spending so many resources developing an industry that isn't really feasible to export? It doesn't make sense to me. But Mosey might be
Mm-hmm.
a better person
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
touch on
Well,
that than I
somebody
would.
is actually saying here, Daniel, that David Pigott, that's Kid Sight, that's watching. I don't know if you guys know who Kid Sight is?
Of
Of
course.
course, of course, of
Oh,
course.
okay, wonderful. He's one of my favorite people. Kid Sight is saying that they don't have bashment soca competitions anymore.
What I will say to that is you'll probably change your mind within the coming months. Obviously, I'm privy to some things that the general public may not be privy to. So you'll probably come to a different conclusion in a couple of months.
Okay.
Um, but that being said, even if let's say there were no competitions, but I am telling you there will be one coming.
Mm-hmm.
If there were no competitions, let's still look at the artists that are being like, but come on, Bashment Soca is funded quite well here. Let's not pretend,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's funded quite well by the state. So you're giving these artists an incentive to keep pumping out this music because if you weren't paying them, they'd have to pivot and put out a different kind of style of art, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the argument is still valid.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Um. Mr. Mosi, what's you're a promoters and you're dealing directly with the artists. These are now your local artists, right?
Yeah.
That you are developing. And they're on this big stage, they're preparing just like the international artists, and they're getting a fraction. Sometimes
Hmm.
it seems like, I mean, like a small fraction, and we're gonna go
Yeah.
into some numbers there of what this international artist is making. So what's your thoughts on all of this?
Well, to piggyback off of what you guys are saying, it is a ticklish thing to come to any one conclusion on because, um, like Mr. Pigott said in the chat, there really is no industry. There really is no industry.
There's
When
no
we think
industry.
about
What you mean? Hold a minute. Hold up. When
there's
you
really no
say there is
entertainment
no,
industry.
wait, but I see people singing. I see people putting out
We
album.
have talented people.
Wait, I see people doing music videos. Because no, let's break this down because people are doing all these things, and you are telling me there's no industry. Explain. You guys got to break it down for me tonight.
Well, what I mean is this: industry means people, practitioners are able to um, sustain income. They're
Mm-hmm.
getting revenue,
Mm-hmm.
consistent revenue. In
Mm,
industry, there's growth and
mm-hmm.
calculable growth. And I think what we have here is a set of very, very talented individuals across the creative spectrum, very, very talented practitioners, but there are very few systems in which to sustain income in Barbados.
Hmm.
A lot of it
Hmm.
has to do with the size of the market, um, but we've seen other territories with comparable markets that are able to export their product. Why is
Hmm.
that? Why is that? We look at people punching above their weight. Why has Jamaica led the region in terms of their cultural export? So when you say A, you have to say B. There's something
Hmm.
that is missing, with,
Mm.
and there's something critical in the way in which we do things in Barbados. Um, and I see it in other industries too. I think we as Barbadians, and it's speaking in a general sense, um, we're going to make a racket for something. We establish something that is new. Look at our government buildings. You know, we're going to put a lot of emphasis in creating something new. It's nice and flashy, but how do you sustain that?
That's it.
We see a
Hmm.
lot of things run to ruin, right? It's a systemic problem. It is a culture that we have where we like to start things, but we don't go the full mile. And it
Hmm.
happens in our entertainment industry. It's the same thing in our education system as well,
Hmm.
right? We do a lot of things for face value, but the work that it takes to really build an industry, it calls for a lot more focus, understanding of the direction,
Mm-hmm.
understanding the markets, understanding the human resources that we have, and being able to culture those human resources in a way that they can hone the craft and scale and export. We have a
Hmm.
It's a mindset problem we have in Barbados, and we've
Ah.
had
Hmm.
it for quite some time. I
Very
can't tell you
often.
how many panels that we have sat on. I'm sure, Brandon, you've been to a lot of the orange economy discussions and so on. I go there, every year we have these discussions, but it's like spinning top in the mud.
Hmm.
Yep.
So, Daniel, you're shaking. I mean, Brandon, you're shaking your head, and he talks about all these different panel discussions. I've had these discussions with Mr. David Pigott, Kidsite, and I deliberately did not invite him on this. I wanted to hear from another generation because we have been talking about it. I'm acting like I'm so surprised. That's the truth, but we know what is going on, and
Hmm.
but we are of an older generation, and I wanted to hear from you, and so I'm so happy that he's on tonight, and think. But so, Brandon, what do you agree with him that what we're talented? Bajans are talented people. You hear what I tell you? You're saying that it's the mindset of go ahead, jump in there, Brandon.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. I like the reason why countries like Jamaica and Trinidad and the rest of the Caribbean have really been leading and pushing in terms of just pushing their creativity on an international levels because they actually believe in themselves. They actually believe in the things that they create. A lot of business don't believe in what we have here, right? It's
Mm.
often again a lot of stuff done for face value, and even Kitsite was mentioning that we just focus on a pocket of time. We are still looking at this too small minded because we look at that little crop over period, we push hard, make a little money, and then we just plan for the next run. But nobody's talking about pushing beyond these waters. No one is talking about putting systems in place to actually promote the talent that we have here. Like we have loads and loads of talent, and it stretches far beyond even just like even graphic artists that help create some of the things that promote the very same events. I said, like, we have a wealth of talent here, but the problem is that everybody is pigeonholed, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't we don't get behind each other enough. We don't get behind each other enough, and again, like we can all attest to leaving Barbados, acquiring success, and then coming back. And then it's like, oh goodness. So the outside world has now approved you. So now we're going to approve you as well. Right. But
Ah.
I've always been saying that home drums need to beat first, but we need to make a shift as Mosi is saying. We need to make a shift in our mentality. We need to make a shift in the way we view our artistry. And make a change that could
So
actually.
Brandon, what I'm hearing you say is how the artists see themselves, and also how those who govern us,
Mhm.
those all the different institutions. I'm also hearing Moses say that is how they view us, and how they put what we need to in place to develop. Because you're still gonna need that. So it's all about mentality. It's all about mentality. Mr. Boyce, Daniel, is this your experience? Would you go as far as to say there's no industry?
Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, so I don't believe there's the facade of industry.
Mhm.
But if you're if you're prominent artists have to go and work in department stores or wherever to pay their bills. I can't imagine seeing my father or wife cartel in a store that they don't own working, if you understand what I mean. So why can our creatives why can't our creatives sustain themselves off of their craft?
Hmm. So is it, Daniel, which is it really? Is it that the powers that be don't take us seriously, or is it because the artist doesn't take themselves seriously? Which would you put the greater weight on?
It's to me it's a bit of both, but
It's a bit.
um I feel like we also have persons in power who make decisions that affect an artist's income or how successful they can be. And I feel like a lot of times those persons in power are not that educated within the industry,
Hmm.
right? I
Mm-hmm.
honestly believe that. For example, man,
That
I
is
don't
a
even,
fact.
right?
That's a fact. 100
That's a
percent.
fact. That's a fact. So you touch
Wait,
a
wait,
nerve.
wait, wait, wait. Listen. These guys ready to jump through the screen at me here. I know David Pickard want to get in here, and I see Sean Carter, who is, I think he's still the president of BACA, the Barbados Association of Calypsonians and Artists. He's
Mm-hmm.
on as well, and he's all in this discussion. I go open the phone lines and let them call in, but I see you all lit up at that, okay? So
It's the
so
truth.
you lit up at
It's
that
the
that
truth.
there are people that are making decisions about the creative industry that do not understand.
Mm-hmm.
Mosey, why you almost jumped through the screen?
Because it is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. And Marcia, I must say this. Thank you so much again for doing this. But in some ways, and seeing legends like kids cite in the chat, in some ways,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little sad because
Mm-hmm.
y'all are the forerunners to this, and you have done tremendous work in the industry and helped building it
Mm-hmm.
out. But it honestly is a little because we've been having this conversation for so long, and there's some minds like yours who have this mindset that when I say minds, I mean people that would have been in your core heart, that
Mm-hmm.
forerunners to us who um, have position,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost as if we had to do what we had to do. Y'all have to go through the ringer as well, right? I sat at the feet of legends in soccer, and they're telling me about what they had to do in the circuit, hotel circuit, and whatnot. And when certain people said the money that they're paid, right? And then they compare it to what it is now, there's no change. There's absolutely no change. And there are some people who have position in these, the the entity that y'all that we mentioned. I don't want to call their name.
No, I can call
That
the name. It's okay. The
well,
National
you can.
Cultural Foundation. Yeah, the because no, but what entity? We have to call what the entity is. It's a
Okay.
National Cultural Foundation. Yes, go
Um.
right ahead. You didn't say it, I said.
There you go. Um. Antiquated ways in which they think about things.
Hmm.
I personally believe we should look at entertainment and culture as two separate things. That's
Mm.
my personal belief.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Explain.
the
Explain.
okay. I
Explain.
think the NCF has a mandate to preserve culture, right? How people express in entertainment is a segment of culture. It's an expression of culture, yes, but it's not culture in its entirety. Culture entertainment is always progressing, is always changing, is taking on
Mm-hmm.
different shapes, and so on. And I find that there's this reticence to do new things because everyone is saying, "Oh, you can damage culture, you can damage culture." It is a frustrating thing. Culture expands as well.
It
We
does.
shouldn't be stymied into a particular way of thinking, and we should be able to express and expand. There are young people who are doing some amazing things, but because it seems a little bit askew from what we have known historically, our cultural package or delivery to the world is it because it's a little different from that. It's a little off from that. Man, we got to jump through a lot of hoops. Boy, want to hear that? This is culture. You know what I mean? But I think
Mm-hmm.
we need to maybe take another look at how we look at entertainment in Barbados, how we look at culture in Barbados, and we need some younger blood. We need some younger blood in these positions of power,
Mm-hmm.
um, to
Educated as
to
well
to to educate. Even if we have
and experience
um,
within the industry.
experience within the industry, even if we were to maintain mentors, older folk who are able to say, well, um, who are able to guide and advise, play that advisory role, but don't block the progress.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Enemies of
Can I
progress.
Mm-hmm.
can I
Go
make a
ahead,
quick
Daniel,
a
and
real life
then
example?
Brandon. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's look at what happened last year, Brandon. You know this all too well, right? We we were approached to do a music video for Alison Hines, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a song that was 10 years old, right? The song had blew up on TikTok, brand new audience, brand new listeners. So it was almost like the song was revitalized, right? But the song was indeed 10 years old. We approached NCF to, receive funding or whatever to do the video. Was met with immediate roadblocks and hesitation because the song was 10 years old. What's the point doing a music video for an old song? Nobody want to hear that song. Blah, 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 blah. I guess because of, Allison's status within the country or whatever, we got something. I think we got about what 15 or 20% of what the actual budget was supposed to be running. But we got a little something anyway. So we did what we could with that. right?
Mm-hmm.
Shot something, got crazy views on YouTube, crazy views on TikTok. Everyone in the comments is like, "Oh my God, it's innovation, revitalizing the song is so popular. This is such a good idea." Do, 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 do. Cartel's doing the same thing, releasing visuals to songs that he put out a while ago. Sean Son's doing the same thing, and everybody's like, "This is such a good decision." But when we tried to do it and get support from here, it was like, what's the point? So sometimes the people in power cannot even see the vision because they
Hmm.
themselves are not creatives. So how can
They
you
are
police an
not.
industry that you're not familiar with?
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's just bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, every time I talk to you guys, you don't even know. I tell you, Mosey, I feel this thing in my belly because you don't even see yourselves. If you see yourself and see the pain on your faces,
Is
because
awful.
you're not seeing yourself, honestly. But the
You know what?
frustration.
You
Go
know
ahead,
what it is,
Mosey.
Marcia? My father's an artist. I I remember growing up in a household where one person was an artist, another person was a, get the traditional job, conventional job. I grew up in that kind of household. Coming up as an artist,
Mm.
people forgive me, but this thought that you can do something else and do this art on the side, that drains a lot of young people. When you see
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh
passion on
boy.
my face, when you see the hurt and the
Hmm.
frustration, I'm a father.
Mm.
I have a daughter who's coming up in the same artistic vein. And these discussions, this situation that we find ourselves in, it it makes me feel very, very bad. Because what about my daughter? What are we putting in place for the generation after us?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're saying, Marcia. I've
Mm-hmm.
dedicated my life to the arts. I have no choice. I have no
Mm.
choice. This thing has taken over me from my youth.
Yes.
I
Yes, I
cannot
understand.
do anything else.
Yes,
Hmm.
Mosey.
I
Yes.
am my fullest self
When I'm
Yeah.
creating,
when I
that's what.
do what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm here to do. And it's such a hard
Yes.
fight.
In order you don't feel that you are you know you have that support around. It's like a fish.
The
The fish need
length
to be
of
in the sea.
time it takes to get paid for a
Oh
piece of work that
goodness!
you produce.
Don't
And
start.
then everybody
Oh my
wants to
goodness.
claim the rights to it. Things can show on public television in perpetuity. There are no royalties paid.
And you might get a little 7% of
No.
your own
That
project.
you cut,
Seven.
ads that you cut. You hear up on the radio, till thy kingdom come. You know, so there's a
So hold a minute. Let's break this down. You are saying that they're still doing that because I mean I had to fight them. Read my film. The same CBC. I'm not afraid to call these people name because they wanted to take my film and play it anytime and every time that they want to play it, and then they don't want to give you anything for it. I remember going into an office. I mean, this is not about me, but let me just tell you something. I can't believe they're still doing that. And you should see the way, I mean, I would have written something, produced, directed. We've gone overseas with it. They want it. They asked me. And the way they're speaking to me and throwing down the contract because I told them, I'm not doing it for free. And the way they behave,
How
the
dare you?
anger, it's
How
like
dare you?
I mean,
it's a
it's
disincentive.
crazy.
It's a disincentive. So when you think about artists who are supposed to think better of themselves, you have to
Hmm.
start with where you are. We talk about using social media, putting things on social media and whatnot. It's a very saturated market. Everyone is going that route. You
Mhm.
should be able to stay where you are and build out your craft, build out your art where you are. And it's things like that create a disincentive for people to do that,
Hmm.
right? How you can go and dress clean, Brandon, to go and perform, open for a cartel and so on Sunday, right? when you do not have the money to outfit yourself, knowing that image is so important, especially
Mm-hmm.
in this day and age in terms of being an entertainer, right? When you know that you go after you go and perform, you gotta wait months
To
to
see the
get
money.
compensation to see your
Months
money.
will be
It's a
quick.
yeah, for these people are moving and performing based on just the sheer love,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm.
that is not enough. This won't
It's
put in
not
with it.
enough. It's not
And
enough.
when you quote for your service, it's like your service
Oh,
can't be worth this.
it can't be that expensive. And we go
Your
through that
service
all
can't be
the
worth this.
time. We go
So,
through
so
that
you're saying
all
when
the
you
time.
quote, so let's be, because everybody don't, so when you quote, explain what you mean. When you say when you
All right.
quote for your,
All right. For example, let's say you quote a music video is, let's say $10,000, 10,000 Barbados dollars, right? This is the budget for this music video, which is cheap.
Very.
Because think about all the people they have to pay. You have to pay actors, you got to pay wardrobe, you got to pay makeup, you got to pay catering, you got to pay producers, directors. You got so many people to pay, right? And not only that, equipment. You go and buy a camera for $60,000, but they want you to shoot
Mhm.
something for 2,500. After I pay insurance and I pay a couple people,
It
how is
gone.
that gonna sustain myself?
It's gone.
You understand? But then someone will fly in from America and say, well, okay, we want to shoot you. We want to shoot in Barbados. What's your price? You might say, all right, a 2-day music video, give me 12,000 US, which is 24,000 Barbados. That's not bad. We thought it might be a bit more. But
Wow. So you're saying that they will pay the overseas videographers way more than they pay the local ones.
come
Of
on,
course.
come
Of
on. And
course.
it's not just in the arts. It's not just
It's
in the
in
arts.
marketing.
It's in the
It's in
elections too.
everything.
Who to shoot all the political stuff? Like, come on. Eh,
It's everywhere.
Oh, I see. Because one thing we can say, Brandon, that is the draw, because we're back to this payment business and theory. Guys, you can read theory question there. We can say that is the draw, but when we look at the quality, my son is in film, and I must say that he does a great job. In fact, that's I mean, he's over there. He learned everything he learned from here. Of course,
mhm.
he's building as he goes. I've seen your work, Daniel and Brandon, and it's excellent work. Excellent work that PBS, let me talk about your business, will
Mhm.
say to you guys, we want your work.
Yeah, yeah,
PBS
yeah.
is saying we will
Mosi,
pay you for
Mosi was a part of that film as well. 26, Mosi.
really.
He was one of the lead producers on the film.
Yeah, it was.
But
That
this is
film was wrote in his studio.
Hmm.
guys, listen to what they're saying. This is the quality. This is what I'm telling you, the level of work that they are putting out. As a filmmaker, I am telling you, and I am one of the few ones that have got traveled all about it, my film, etc. I don't want to be going into all of that, but when I tell you that these guys, they are operating at a whole different level, I am so proud of them. I mean, and to know that PBS wanted their film from Barbados here. And so they don't, so they have the quality. Listen, when we wanted a red camera, Mosi, let me tell you, we had to rent it from America to bring it in, and it's pure trouble they give us at the airport, okay,
Mhm.
to get all of that in. Now,
Even that.
these guys here have red camera in Barbados.
We
So they
got
don't
4.
tell me then about equipment. So on that, you see, I getting excited on this part because it's not about Brandon. This is not about draw. This is now you're looking at quality of work, and you can do the quality of work. So why aren't they paying you the same as the person flying in with their red camera,
Because they
Brandon?
know who they want to pay. Sorry, my bad, Brandon.
Exactly.
Sorry,
No,
sorry, sorry, sorry.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Then they
Yeah.
still know who they want to pay, and again, a lot of it boils down to education too, because a lot of people don't really understand the process of production. They don't understand pre-production. They don't understand the actual on the day, and they don't understand post-production either. So they tell themselves they know a lot of people that could probably take up cell phones and shoot, which is which is a lot of things that happen here on the island. So then when professionals come and we say, well, hey, look. It's going to cost you $10,000 to do this ad. It's going to cost you $10,000 to do this. It's like, how? Excuse me, where, what, how? But they don't take into consideration the time it takes to build the concepts, to put everything together, location scout, get everything signed and secured. And they don't see it. So we have this challenge all the time, and it's because people don't really understand and appreciate what we have to do to actually create.
But Brandon, is that really true? Because if that is only that's the main reason, because I just heard you say, Daniel, that sometimes they are paying, and I know this as a fact, they're paying the producers from outside of Barbados. They're gonna pay them the thousands of dollars from outside of Barbados, but won't pay the quality producers in Barbados.
Again, it boils down to how we see ourselves.
That's it.
It really boils down to how we see ourselves. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not valued. We don't value
You know
our
how many
own.
times they've said our work is too expensive? We quote too much for our work. You know how many times they've said that to us?
And you've bought equipment just like the person that's bringing it in, etc. But a theory question here is, and I guess we probably answer it already, Mosi. Theory was saying, is it that say, for example, you look at an organization as the NCF, the National Cultural Foundation. Is it that they don't have the money to pay the local artists, or to pay them on time, because you're saying sometimes you're waiting for months and months and months and months to be paid? Or is it that, I forget, they said they don't care, or what do you think is the reason? Is that they have the money and don't want to do it, or what do you think is the reason, Mosi?
I would say that I think there's money there.
You think there's money there?
I think there's money there. It may be insufficient. It may not be all that's what is fully needed. But I think there is money there. But I think I think a lot of the case it is that the NCF hires these artists for a specific thing. There's no career support. Okay, let me explain that. We got something that coming up here randomly, a regathering event.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna send out the emissaries to figure out who can perform this thing or perform this thing. It is very, what is happening now was the current situation. We're gonna pay for that particular thing, and they're gonna throw money at that situation, and it will look on the surface as if you're supporting art and supporting artists, but no, you're trying to get entertainment to as I said, as Daniel said, it is a facade there, where you're trying to get a look. It's a look, these things come and they go. They come and they go. Whatever is trending, as a person
you did say that at the beginning. Yes. Yeah, continue though. You did say that.
They come and they go. But again, it's a systemic problem in Barbados, because we're not the only industry that don't get paid on time. Let's be real. But it's easier. It is easier to do it with us,
because they know
we need it. We know we need it, but not only that, we are probably the only people who will still do the work, because artists are driven by more than just the financial incentive. Artists have to create. So it's easy. It's easy to do it with this industry more so than maybe other industries, because people can strike and work done, fire the work. But artists can still want to go and perform. And the thing with artists too is that they're gonna have to give 100%. A man can't go up there and play guitar and say he only play 7 of the notes, 7 of the 10 notes. Correct. You understand with me? If you have to play 10 notes correct, he only plays 7 because he ain't getting paid. It doesn't work that way for us. We have to give 100% all the time.
All the time.
Right? All the time. So I believe that we have this attitude that arts ain't really all that serious. It don't really generate that much income anyway. Yada yada yada. The artists can't wait. The artists can't wait, and it's a poor way to look at it. It's a poor way to look at it. If I can add another thing here, I think we are a little too short-sighted in the value that arts brings to this economy.
100%.
Very short-sighted. For years now, I've been working on a little white paper or whatnot, just for my own entertainment, because I have become a little jaded. I have to be honest. I put my hand up in the air. But why don't we have entertainment tourism? Right? People, we have seen examples where people buy plane tickets when big headlines.
Hello, is it me that's stuck or it's him?
No,
I think it's him. I think it's him.
Okay. While I think he's sometimes. Yeah, continue.
Sorry.
Repeat because we lost you for a moment. So just repeat
So
what you
my
might
internet
have said.
my internet has been given some challenge, challenge over the last couple of days. But what I'm saying is that entertainment is one of these industries that is very supportive of many different industries in Barbados.
Yes.
Catering, these events that artists put on and so on, support catering, support people responsible for infrastructure, support the hotel industry, support transportation. It is. I think we are missing. We are missing the opportunity that comes because of entertainment, the entertainment industry. If we were to focus more on that and to build that out, I'm sure other industries would be well supported. But we are too often short-sighted, just too short-sighted in this.
And it's something that we've been talking about for years. But tell me something, and guys, those of you, we do have a call-in section. I know normally we have it at 9 o'clock, and I said we're going to have it at 9:30. It's 9:32. So I want you to go ahead and call in. Let's put the number on the screen, and so you can ask question or make a comment for these guys before they go. Yes, I think I forgot the question I was going to ask, but I think Daniel, is it Brandon, you were going to say something? Somebody was. Okay, I completely lost my train of thought there, but oh yes, I know what I was going to ask. I was going to ask Daniel a question. So Daniel, what if, say, for example, a Shensia is coming to Barbados, okay, to perform, and you have somebody like our queen would be Alison Hines. How would without giving numbers, you probably can give percentages. What would the pay structure look like? We know the body of work of Alison Hines. Alison has been in my movie actually. The body of work that we,
I'll calculate it right now. I'll calculate it right now and tell you.
So you have Shensia, and I'm not against, as you know, I'm Jamaican born, so I'm not against Jamaican artists. I live here in Barbados, and I know the work of Alison Hines. What is the percentage? What's the difference?
She will at best, she might get 10% of what Shamsi again. Maybe if I wrong, maybe 20, but it's not close at all. It is not close at all.
It's not close. Let me ask Mosi. Mosi deals directly with them. I know you as well, but he's even more intimately. What's the general percentage in terms of the disparity between the international artists or the regional artists and the local artists? Do you have any idea?
It is huge. The regional artists, especially if they have buzz, several thousands of dollars. And I know local artists perform on the show doing a 30-minute set for $600. Daniel can attest to. We know men
Four
that
fifty.
On the same show, on the same show as these artists.
Yeah.
So you're saying some of these
and I'm talking not just fly by night kind of shows either. I'm talking
Big shows.
institutions, marquee events, 600.
So good night. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Marcy Week show. But just let me just establish this point, because this I want Barbadians to hear what our young men, what they're saying. We focus a lot, Mosi, on the young men who are taking up arms and so on, and we see that anger. But I want you to feel and hear these young men tonight, okay? Barbados, feel what they're saying, hear what they're saying, and they are basically saying that on a show where you get have an overseas artist getting up to say 100,000, you'll have a Barbadian artist doing a 30-minute set and getting $600. That something seemed very, very wrong with that. But let me go to this caller. Caller, welcome to the Marcia Week show.
Good night, Miss Week.
Yes, good night, sir.
And your panel.
Yes, good night.
I want to pose a question to your panel. First thing I would say, the NCF, when we have crop over and so on, I think the person that is running it, or the people who is running it, government pays a certain type of people. And if you look at it and kids, like notice, there's a chosen few who gets the work and the entertainers of themselves cut one another throat. Because if one, whatever price, the other one is willing to go below that. But from Gabby's time back, Gabby's has been in the forefront of fighting for the Calypsonians, even with the shows, the crossover shows. But anyhow, we come a long way. But what my question really to the entertainers and the panel you have there. Now, since we have these people, these youngsters, when I watch American talent show and British talent show, don't you think that there could be an incentive where some of these entertainers and so on could get together and the government and create a program or some place for the young people, if you want to raise young entertainers to take part in these talent shows and offer them an incentive?
You mean the talent shows overseas or to create them here?
Create them here. I'm speaking about creating them here, where you can have a scout coming and spot the talent or some of our as it has, I don't remember his name, Mr. Mosley, who is a entertainer where he said he can spot talent and brand them and work with these young people. You don't think this year would give them an incentive instead of having all of these government buildings, some of them closed up? They could refurbish them, because also years ago the Empire Theatre, apparently from Queen's Park, was offered as a center for the entertainers. But unfortunately, some investor came along and bought the Empire Theatre. And that is there now for years, been rotting. Rather, it may go to the Hyatt, maybe a part to the Hyatt also. But I'm mostly concentrating on scouting talent, where you have these young entertainers come together, just like the American talent and the British talent, where you're scouting for talent and have some judges sit down. Thank you. I will sit down and listen to
Yes, thank you. I will open that up to the panel. I mean, he called Mr. Mosley, Mr. Mosi. What are your thoughts on what this gentleman? And let me tell you, he's way up in age. Okay, but they're listening. Go ahead. Yes.
Thanks for that contribution, and thanks for your question. The truth of the matter is, there have been programs like that, but they peter out. They often peter out. As I said, this is something that has to be sustained. We've had people. I can speak about Wesu. Wesu went to The Voice UK, and people didn't even know. And he did really well. And Wesu's a mentor of mine. Wesu was one of the reasons why I do what I do. He was one of the big brothers that I told you about that kind of put me under his vein. Wesley went on The Voice. Who knew? Who knew? right? We're not even paying attention to things like that, and it was on his own volition.
Oh, so he created that avenue for
Mm-hmm.
himself.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. But we have had people come in, and we often say there's a running joke in our community that the people that come in as judges and so on come in for the sound and the see, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
programs don't really go anywhere after that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that they really should. You know, there's some people who come here and realize that there is talent. Look at our own Rihanna. Look at that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna
Look at
touch
that
on that.
situation. That
Mm-hmm.
was people coming in, seeing the talent, taking it, carrying it abroad, right?
Wow. Mm.
I think we need to have a focused effort. We need to have a plan, and a focused effort to really make these programs be more than just a moment, but it's something that can continue and something that can propel the arts in the way it needs to be propelled.
Yeah. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I think it's feasible. Because we see institutions like BTMI create TV shows. They just did one on golf, and they do one on the cooking and so on and so forth. We could do one on the entertainment industry, showcasing
Mm-hmm.
talent like that. I know it was around COVID, so a lot of people were home, but the TV show, what was it, the Stay at Home Party that they had on CBC? People used to look
Yep.
forward to that, even young people. So you can market a show like that and get people to watch it, even if it's not on syndicate TV like CBC, but even if it's on YouTube. BTMI regularly create programs like this, but it seems as though they're trying to get a certain demographic of people from like the UK or whoever to come here and maybe go to Excel and so on and so forth. Maybe it might take Invest Barbados or someone else to look at towards a different demographic. But we've had models that have shown these things have worked. I think Digicel had Rising Stars. That was another a while
Mm-hmm.
ago, but that was
Mm-hmm.
another example of something similar working. So maybe with a little support from or a little funding,
And they need to
from
care. They need to care.
and they need to care. And they
They
need
need
to
to
care,
care.
And
Mm-hmm.
if I may add, Beige the World is another example of
That's
one of
what I
those
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. I wrote down here.
programs.
What happened?
Beige the World.
Wasn't that exactly what the gentleman was speaking of? Didn't you? Was it set up to do that? To export talent?
It is set up to do that. It is set up to do that. And I
So
think
is it
there's a
is it
lot.
operating? Is it operating?
Didn't they
Yeah,
cancel it
but
last year?
I think did they? I can't remember last. I can't remember last year's.
I heard it was canceled. Let me ask
I heard it was canceled too.
Beige to the
Yeah,
World, David Pigott would know and Sean Carter would
I
know.
heard it was canceled too.
Is it cancelled? And don't feel afraid to call in Sean and Dave Pigott. It was Beige to the World canceled. But make your point though, Mr. Mosi.
right. But we have a competition model too, and no one has really spoken about it here
Mm.
so far. But it seems like the only way interest can be generated is whether it is if it is a competition we're pitting artists against each other. That is not
Mm.
industry.
Mm-mm.
That is not industry. That is not
Mm.
industry, and it's
Why
not
it's not
sustainable
industry? Why it's not industry?
because it's not repeatable. The only reason you
Ah.
get people interested in the arts is when there's this big competition and people can experience that. No, this is something that has to go on when the competition is ended. You understand? I think there's this focus on competition all the time, and when the big bucks are introduced, is normally introduced during competition, right? We create this kind of cutthroat mentality,
Yes.
and we perpetuate it.
Yes.
There's no real investment, access to capital, seed investment. You know, this you can't really scale with it.
It's not
You
scary.
get whatever money you get, you know, it probably covers maybe you recording the song or whatever. It probably covers outfits or whatever that money done. The
Mm-hmm.
money done. So I think we need to move away from looking at entertainment as through the lens of competition, and we need
Yes.
to get serious about being able to sustain entertainment beyond that model.
Because that's why shows like America's Got Talent, etc. That's why they are sustainable, because it's not more so about competition, but it's inspirational. So when you have a 5-year-old that can play drums, and you create more of a let's showcase what we have, as opposed to pitting everybody against each other. And I saw a lot of people commenting and asking, like, and saying things that it happens even in athletics. Like, there's so many athletes here, or there's so many potential athletes here that could go so far, but there are no programs in place to expose them to the people that could actually help them, or so, like, all these are things that we need to take into consideration.
Yeah. Somebody, Mosi and guys, what does it take to create sustainability? While you think about that question, guys, remember you can call in, make a comment, or you can ask a question. We have 15 minutes left. The question is on the screen, guys.
In my opinion, uh, first and foremost, I think we've seen that the arts have access to funding, right?
Mhm.
The arts have access to funding, so funding may not be the issue, but it might be the application of said funding, and it might be us taking a look at the persons that control where this funding goes and how it is applied. Maybe
Mhm.
those
Okay.
persons need to be educated. Um, I honestly believe we have people in positions of power that make decisions on arts that are not artists. And yes, there's a business side to the arts as well, so I don't want to discredit that.
Mhm.
But there's what was he saying? That experience is the greatest teacher. Like there's a set of knowledge that you don't get from textbooks or being online. You get that from experience of being an artist. You get that from being on set as a director, and you got an hour left and you got 10 shots to get, and you have to decide which one of those. Like, experience is a fantastic teacher. And a lot of
Mhm.
those persons that are empowered and have access and control the funding, to me, they don't have that
They don't have
education.
that
They
experience.
don't they don't they don't
Yeah,
have that
stick a pin
experience,
there.
man.
Stick a pin there, Daniel. There's a caller on the line. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Good night, Marcia. Good night, young man. I don't know all your names, but
Hey, good
happy.
night.
Yes, can you speak up a little bit more for us, caller?
Sure, sure.
It sounds to me like you're calling from the diaspora. I hear like a twang there.
Absolutely.
All right, good. Go ahead.
I just want to say to these young men that I listen to what they have to say, and I'm inspired. I'm always inspired by watching young people, but I just have to ask them some questions also. There are so many of you guys. Like, I see 3 people here, and you guys can form the coalition that is needed. We got the lawyer here, we got the promoter here, we got the artist here. This is what is needed. You guys have to get together, create this organization, and bring everyone in. I mean, you can find someone who can do, like do the filming, do whatever. Like, you guys can do it. You do not have to sit out there, create your own. You don't have to sit out there and listen and watch, because when the gentleman said that he know an artist that's took a show for $500, I believe him. You know why? Because I know artists, and I'm not gonna say his name, and I'm gonna tell you that he is one of the biggest artists in Barbados. Okay, he took a show for $500 and did a birthday party. He did a birthday party for $500, and I was shocked that that is what artists accept, and it's not fair. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for anyone to be working in Barbados. I don't care if you're a carpenter. You should be paid what you're worth. You should be paid for your skills. I believe that. But you guys right here, you guys have it. It's 3 of you here. Y'all have what it needs to create an organization that's going to lift up the next coming artist. I mean, I could say that this should have been done from the previous artists, that they know that they weren't paid right, and they could have paved the way for you guys, but you guys can start this. You guys can start it. I believe in you. You guys can start. I listen. Y'all understand what's going on. Y'all can do it. Just don't accept it. Don't accept it. The reason that they accept money from, they pay with outside, because Barbados does not want to be known that they're not going to pay those artists. But you guys can't be quiet about it. You guys got to put it out there too. They don't want to pay you, post it. They don't want to give you the money, post it.
But I hear what you say, and before you answer the other things, do you think that there is a fear, Brandon, for people, people not wanting to speak up because they might never get another job?
That is exactly it. That's exactly it.
Explain. Tell the person in the diaspora what really go on, the kind of victimization that happens in Barbados.
So
go ahead.
Sister, thank you so much for calling and sharing the love and sharing the inspiration. We welcome it 100%. But that's exactly it. There are so many artists that are afraid that from the moment they open their mouths to speak about the injustice, that's it, no more work. I'm sorry, brother. That's it. You're never going to get on stage again. And it's horrible, because then we are put in this position where it's like, we just got a whole strain, man. We just got a whole strain. Something can happen. Somebody else can do it on our behalf. Somebody else can speak. Somebody else may have the courage to actually speak on our behalf. Because if I do it, I may never be able to eat again in this industry. And as Mosi said, this is the industry that fuels me. This is if I'm not acting, producing, or marketing, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. And that's why I have that law degree and have gone to a different direction, because creativity is in my blood. But she's right. She's right. It is up to us to do something about it and not be afraid of the period of turmoil that may come as a result of us speaking out. That's where we have to get to. We have to get to that place where we can hold firm. Because if they realize that we aren't taking it anymore, it has to change. It has to. Because it is a major part of our industry. Even though it may not be respected as much, they still know that it's very important. And if we take the stand, if we hold the strain, if we say, you know what, we ain't doing this anymore until you fix this, and we hold tight, it got to change. But it's the resilience is the resilience.
You have family, you have children that want to be in the business. You may suffer, but you're going to say, I'm doing this for my children so that they don't go through this, because that's what our ancestors did for us. They did some things. They may not have seen it in their lifetime, but they did it so that we don't suffer. So that's what you guys have to just think about, doing it for your daughters, for your sons, for the young people in the neighborhood. There's plenty of young people out there. I mean, the last young group that was on there, they're inspiring too. They want to get where you are, but somebody has to take the first step. And sometimes you don't see the stairs. Sometimes you just do it and say whatever happens, but believe it, someone is going to hold you guys down while you're doing this, and to move forward. But I appreciate you guys, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, caller. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Mosi, you agree with her? Is it something that
I do. But I will say this. Now that I'm in the presence of these esteemed gentlemen.
Yes, let me just let the caller hold on. Caller, welcome. But just hang on. Give us a half a minute. Mosi is making a point here, and then we're going to come to you. Yes.
I relish the opportunity to work with these guys, doing exactly what the caller has suggested. I have a set of skills that I can be a benefit to Daniel. I have a set of skills that I can be a benefit to Brandon, and it really comes down to that.
And Dave and I will jump in. We are ready to jump in. We are ready to jump in because, You know, it's not this is not my time to speak. It's for you to speak your pain and what you're going through. But when we meet, then we can share a lot more. Okay. And so we one generation helping another generation to you to help the next generation. I promise you, we're gonna work together. Mr. Sean Carter, I can say who this is, and he's the president of BACA, a very good friend of mine and one who fights on behalf of the artists in Barbados. Welcome, Mr. Carter.
Hey, good evening, Marcia. Firstly, thank you so much for having these guys on the show. It's very refreshing. It's the same thing. It's sad to hear the same cries over and over again, but it's good to hear it coming from other voices. As I would have said in the chat, a lot of the things that are being said on this program, I would have said for the last 5 years repeatedly. Even the last point that was touched on, persons are scared. There's two main issues. The powers that be, they do not care, right? That's the reality we got to face. They do not care about us. We got to care about ourselves. We got to know our worth, and we don't settle for less than what we are worth. The problem is a lot of people don't know their worth, so they operate almost like prostitutes. So they prostitute their talent. Yes, you have the backstabbing thing going on in entertainment, especially in the hotel. You have artists right now that they have to pay to get their equipment to a hotel. Then they have to perform the gig. Then they got paid to get their equipment back home. They got paid for costume. And these people are working a 3 hour gig for $200. Right? That does not make sense at no angle, no level. What I would say is that, I've said it from the beginning, with the inception of BACA, unity is strength. The entertainers need to come together. If I keep noise, I am seen as a troublemaker, right? If it's a collective, if there's numbers and we take a stand, they have no choice. Entertainers can right now shut down the hotel industry. Every single hotel, especially the all-inclusive hotels, have entertainment on a nightly basis. If the entertainers take a stand and say, listen, we done working for this foolish money. You know, some people will not do it anymore. They've got to change. They have to change. But what they do is that they divide and rule. They separate entertainers from one another. They play entertainers against each other. As these guys have said, you know what I mean? Let me put it this way, Marcia. 25 years ago, right? I was singing in a hotel band, hotel/nightclub band. Artists today are still being paid the same thing that I was being paid 25 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I get my money the same night when I finish performing. These guys will wait months. And if it's the NCF, it's even worse. You gotta wait 6 months to get your money from the NCF. So what's happening in Barbados is absolutely crazy. There's so much things to touch on and so much things to say that I at first paused from calling in because I say there's so much things I want to say, I don't even know where to start. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. But thank you so much for having this show. Thank you for having these men on this show. I would encourage you to bring them back again because they're speaking truths. They're speaking facts. The other thing that they mentioned is that there is too many square pegs and round holes. Too many people, and I have some respect for some people because I saw them at a distance before I became the president of BACA. When I became the president of BACA and I was in the same room with these people, I realized these people is powder pots of hot air. They have absolutely no knowledge, no substance, just posturing. And people are following them because they've got a nice looking Instagram page, they're sharing something every day, and people think that they know what they're talking about, and they do not. They are absolutely clueless. These gentlemen that you have on this show, they understand the industry. They know what they're talking about.
Yes, it's true.
People in positions at the NCF, they do not, well, you know what they want to do and what they have done even with us, and can take a testify to it. You would go to the NCF for funding, and the funding isn't much funding. You mark for like $30,000, which is nothing in entertainment, right? You would go to them with an idea for them to partner with you so that you can get the capital. And what they would do is deny you the capital and steal your idea, and then you will see something like a Bears to the World. You will see other shows like during COVID when they had this concert series on. Like, I mean, straight up, publicly stolen from Baka, say without apology, and that's what they do. So they have people there that want to steal your ideas and maybe pay for your ideas. So after it happened to me twice, I said I will never share another idea with NCF. And they're the entity that is this that's supposed to help entertainment. Marcia
Mm-hmm.
have so much ideas on paper
Wow.
that
Wow.
I go after corporate Barbados. And that's part of the problem too, right? Corporate Barbados, they don't care either.
They don't.
In the day, we are in this thing by ourselves. And I keep preaching it, I keep saying it. We are in this thing by ourselves. We gotta fight for ourselves. So we gotta
Yes.
band together and fight for one another.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
nobody else is nobody, they say who feels it knows it. You
Yes.
feel it. We know it. So we got to band together.
Yes.
We got to fight this thing together.
People power. Thank you, Mr. Carter. And I hope that when we do this again, you could be on here with the young man. Okay. You're young too. All right. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. This is. Whew, I'll let you guys go at it. It's 10 o'clock, but I tell you the oh, Mosi.
Yeah,
This is
it's
crazy.
a lot. It's a lot. But I'll say this, with the little time that we do have left, there's something, and I'm sure Brandon can attest to this too, and Dan. There's something in us that just keeps us going.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take this opportunity to encourage you guys. Let's harness that. Let's harness that. I can't stop. We can't stop.
I can't.
Can't stop. Every opportunity that I get to be able to work with you all, and that Dan can speak to this maybe more so than Brandon. My approach to everything, what is the right way to do it? What is the right way to do it? Giving me opportunity to have buy-in. He knows his field.
Oh dear.
I'm looking at this. I stuck there. Look at this comment, and this is what every time I talk to you, I tell you something in my belly just pulls. Mosi, look at this comment. At 72 years, you are all driving me to tears, and that's how I feel when I think about you guys. And that's why I deliberately, because Kid Sight, as I said, my friend Sean is my friend. I could have had them on, but I wanted to hear it raw from you. This is your time. You are living it. And I'm telling you, it is. I can't believe that Sean is saying that people are being paid the same thing that 25 years ago when he was in thing. Okay, one more call. This is the last call. Good night, caller.
Good night, Marcia. This is Theory.
Hi, Theory. Good night, and thank you I want to say thank you. Can I say it on air? Can I thank you on air?
No problem.
I want to thank you for connecting me to these gentlemen here, because through I met Mosi now through Daniel and Brandon. Thank you so very much, Theory. Theory is a young man, and look at what he was able to accomplish. Thank you so much. Yes, go right ahead, Theory.
I just want to say that I agree with everything that has been said. I hope to work with Mosley in the future. I see that he's an individual of high intelligence and passion, but something I must add to, and it's not necessarily related to entertainment, but something I experienced. When I was about 19 years old, I orchestrated, and I was speak about it because I'm afraid of them coming to me or whatever. I orchestrated this deal whereby one of my friends, she has a tech company, and we put together a meeting with the ministry, and they were like, "Oh yes, we want this. We can't wait to use this, all that kind of stuff." And when I left the meeting, one of the officials told me straight, "They're not going to invest in you." I said, "Wait." They said, "When it comes to government will go to foreign companies and use foreign products first." And I realized, right, this is something that is going on across the board, not only in entertainment, in tech, in agriculture because I have a friend. He won the seed program at university, and he built a agri-tech Wi-Fi system to manage agricultural products and that kind of stuff. And I mean, you could be in St. Lucie and you have your farm in Christchurch. He built that, and he cannot now get funding. So to the point whereby he has to work another job just to supply his dream, right? Or fund his dream. So there's a serious problem going on across the board, and I believe it not only the entertainers but persons in the tech industry, the industry that are on the value need to join together and say, no, enough is enough. That's made the point.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Theory. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, guys, as he said, it's all over. Well, in all industries, really. Music, and it's in, look, he's talking about technology there. It's in, the poor dancers. I mean, it's horrible. It's just horrible all over. But one of the good things that happened tonight is just that we're coming together. And I think it's something is happening, and we are practitioners, right? And if we can do it and really, really serious about it, Daniel, and build trust among us and decide that, man, we're going to do this. As Mosi said, we're going to do it for our children. My son is in film now, let's do it but he had to leave. He had to leave in order to, so we want to do it for offspring, Brandon. We've got to come together. We've got to, and one of the young men who wants to do film, he's actually still on. I figure listening because he's into business. He has a little business. He's 13, and he wants to do film, and he has a little business. His DJ is right there. So I told his mother today. I said, I know some guys I'm going to connect him with. Another one told me something. I said, I'm going to connect you with some guys. All right. So we're coming. We're coming in. I'm bringing them. Okay. But listen, this is a senior here. Let me take this call, and I'm really going to be finished. Good night, sir. I hope you didn't hear me calling your senior. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
I beg you to want it from Marcia, man.
Yes.
Play West Indian politician, please.
You want to play West Indian politician before I go?
Yes, please.
Okay. And what you want to say to these young men tonight?
I appreciate young man and the vision. Right? I got children and grandchildren that got to live in Barbados. I get left soon. Right? I ain't the partial lounge. But I have full respect for the young men.
Yes.
Right? But play the song. Play the song, please.
Yeah. Yes. All right. No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Wake up these people, man. But that song is a strong song.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Oops. I think I cut him off. I'm sorry. You're going to call me back. It's a mistake. But yes, fellas, what's your final word tonight? I mean, the time went so quickly. Yeah. What's your final word? Brandon, what do you want to say before you go?
I want to say firstly, thank you so much, everyone, because I'm seeing a lot of people sharing the support and giving us very positive energy, and we welcome and we thank you, because that's what we need for sure to keep pushing on. These are dark times in the industry, but for people like us, we could bring you light. And we're just asking that as we make these steps, as we band together, as we unify, please continue to support us. Please stand by us as we try to make these changes, because it's not only going to require us as the entertainers to come together, but it's also going to require our people to support us in these matters as well. So please, we're trying to make a difference here, and we need all the support we can get. So thank you so much, Marcia. Thank you for bringing us on. Thank you for giving us a platform to speak. And we're here for the long haul. With God's grace, love, and light, health, and strength, we can keep doing this thing.
Amen. Mr. Mosi?
I already have nothing else to add. Brandon, are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Still here. Ready. Thanks so much for
we
having
just need to plan the meeting. We just need to plan the meeting, right, Mosi?
Yes. Let's do that. Let's do
We're
that.
ready.
Thanks so
We're
much.
ready.
It's a
We're
pleasure to
ready.
be here.
Yes, yes. I'm happy to have met you all. And over to Mr. Boyce. Mr. Boyce, you have the final word tonight.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, what the audience may not know is, we would have met, I think about a week or so ago.
Mhm.
We put some things in place, and I feel like we're on the right track. We've got to add Mosi into collective and striving to what we're doing. But I want to thank you, Marcia, for just creating a platform like this that can merge persons from different industries to come together and try to make an effort in creating a Barbados that can sustain us. One that we would be proud to live in and represent. So I think we need to add more to our little collective, to our next little meeting. And yeah, press on. Let's do what we set out to, what we said we were gonna do.
Yes, yes, we will. We will, we will, we will. Thank you all so very much. And I wanted to say that my husband, who is a big supporter of the arts industry, you could tell from the chat, he wants to make sure that I let the people know that that great cinematography that we were seeing. Am I right in saying that is that's your work? Whose work was that? There was a guy on a boat and all of that. Whose work was
Oh
that?
yeah, that's a music video that we shot that. Yeah, I
That you
think
guys shot
was he a part
that?
of that too? Yeah.
I saw
We
that.
shot that 3 years ago, Mosi, I think. Not that one. I think it's about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, just about
Wow.
Yeah,
2 years
about
ago.
3 years ago.
Wow. That was
That was
excellent.
fun.
So yeah,
Huh?
the boat. Oh yeah, the boat. Yeah. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one
Wow.
here, yeah.
I was peeping at it and I'm like, wait, is that Barbados? And then but nobody
That's
said
bottom bay.
anything. Excellent, guys. Excellent
Yeah, that's
work.
bottom bay.
Excellent work. Very good work, guys. Very good work. I tell you, they're good. I mean, them know about. Them know about. Trust me. Yeah. So, okay, folks, thank you all so much. And we said thank you so many times, but it's been such a good vibe. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful night, a fantastic conversation. And we're going to move it from talk into action. All right. God bless you. Bye bye, folks.
Good night.
Yes. Good night. Good night. Yes, yes, everybody. Wow, that was beautiful. Go right ahead, Dave.
West Indian politicians and their narrowest views. For me, will always have to be on their P's and Q's to answer my pen when it's awesome strength. They stretch, yes, stretch to any length to defend their rights. The masses won from emancipation until the present. Time is essential in everything. West Indian politician, take heed while I sing, cause you tell Trini he better than Bajan. You tell Beijing he smarter than Jamaican. You tell Jamaican he live on the best island, then turn round and tell them you preaching island integration. West Indian politician, I check out your evil ploy. The more I hear you, the more you sound like Westminster choir boy. West Indian politician, I check out your history. And because you train in England, Westminster choking me. Oh, West Indian politician, use people like a tool, and you aim and game is shameful. Divide and rule. Your honestness must wither and slowly die. Your muddy river will run dry, and disaster will strike you like hurricane, wind blowing and changing every island. Time is essential in everything. West Indian politician, take heed while I sing, cause you say you don't want nothing from Guyana. You say you don't care if all them die and suffer. You laugh at Patwa in Dominica and St. Lucia, then turn round and declare you looking after the welfare. West Indian politician, I check out your evil ploy. The more I hear you, the more you sound like Westminster choir boy. West Indian politician, I check out your history. Because you're trained in England, Westminster choking me. Oh, West Indian politicians, your end is near. Your victory, I swear, I hear loud and clear. 'Cause how long can we bear this burden of yours? Your festering sores fill every ear, and the people will rise with soul and pride. The shackles will be loosened and then cast aside. Time is essential in everything. West Indian politician, take heed while I sing, 'cause you promise we a proper education. We yet to see the fruits of your prediction. Your wicked deeds and deceit that smash the People's Federation. But Color Louis Kuku, forever one people, one nation.